Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, or whatever it is on your time, and welcome to the stream. Yippee! As you can see, today's little activity, well, it's not going to exactly be art. Did I remember to save this? I hope I did. If not, I did now. It's not going to be exactly art, but we will be talking about art. Basically, I'll be going through everything that I drew over the past year. We're doing a little bit of retrospective, or a retrospective, if you will. Honestly, I should have called it that, now that I think about it, but it's okay. I think I can forgive myself for not being funny for once. I feel like I've been plenty funny already. Oh, maybe not this year, but we're about to change that, won't we? Anyways, this is the little thing that I made just for this in like 1 minute. Because in every art stream, I need to have a little thing that I draw to catch your eye when you're scrolling around in the social media of your choice. Which would be Blue Sky, because I don't post anywhere else. Because I destroyed Twitter. Well, my Twitter, it's been destroyed a long time ago. And honestly, I'm glad that it's destroyed, because that place keeps getting worse and worse. Oh, hey son, Happy New Year! Hope your New Year went well. Oh, it is going well. I guess it is still New Year's Day. I just missed you in Horatio's chat. I was there like 5 minutes ago. But I had to go to start my own stream. Anyways, we're going to be doing a little retrospective of everything that I drew this past year. I've been going well. I'm just feeling a little bit tired. Mostly because I ate a lot of lasagna this past few days. That's just how it be, baby. Anyways, let's see where the year started. So the first thing that I drew in January was actually this. It's the... I think I said in this post, this was my New Year's post, and it's like, I hope people didn't get too drunk on New Year's, and then it's basically me drunk on a glass of champagne, holding the little garnish on my tail, but I actually don't drink. I feel like it would just be very topical and funny, and I enjoyed it. It's interesting to see that I actually changed my style a lot this year. I don't really use this brush anymore. I use this brush instead, that is very fuzzy. I don't know why. I just like how the fuzziness looked, and I decided to change. Also, the next one that I did was the Fugi for Breath of Fire 4, because I was playing that with Lou. And it was actually quite fun. It's insane to think that was in January. It feels like it's been so long ago that we beat that game. I guess that's just how time goes. Time works in mysterious ways. So it is just me dressed as Ryu. Because, as you know, every time that Lou and I play a game on Friday, we dress as that game, like as a character on that game. I don't know why my brain froze there for a second. And funny is that these are the only 2 drawings that I made in January. Can you believe that? I think it's funny because at the start of the year, I drew basically nothing. Like, it was so little drawings at this. I'm getting the hiccups. At the start of the year. Same thing with January, actually. Oh, I cannot speak. I mean, same thing in February, actually. February, I had 2 drawings as well. So we had this one that it is actually an emote now. If you go here and post it, here it is. Look at that. I actually really like how this came out. I don't remember why I decided to draw this, because this was when I drew this. This pose was already an old meme. I guess it just, I don't know, it came to mind, and I was like, I think it would be funny if I drew myself like this. Glibido! Hi, voices. I'm doing the thing that you were doing, and we're talking about all the art that I did throughout the year. And at the start of... Oh! This song started playing and reminded me of something. Remember... Well, I don't think you remember voices. But last stream, I was complaining that I couldn't find the song anywhere on YouTube. Save but one video that it was a compilation. And it's funny because... Without spoiling anything that happens... this song is from the latest Final Fantasy XIV raid. The raid is called The Arcadian, and this song is not tied to any of the fights. It plays on the last cutscene of the quest, and this song is also called The Arcadian. So it is impossible to find, but I managed to find it, and it was... It's under the name Arcadian Heavyweight Final Cutscene OST. That's how they called it. They didn't even call the song The Arcadian, because I feel like it's so weird that they called it that. I guess it makes sense being called The Arcadian, because it's basically a medley of all the songs. So, yeah. I was just upset that I couldn't find it. Anyways, moving on. Also, why am I getting copyright striked? I don't know. I don't remember why I decided to draw this, but I think it's cute. I really like it. I actually used this image as my profile picture in the Art Fight website. Next. So this one is what I did for Valentine's Day. Have a chocolate because you're epic. This is based on the have a chocolate milk because you're epic meme. That is from like more than a decade ago. But it's good. It is just my it is. I think I started calling my Valentine's Day fur pattern the strawberry milk glooby, because it's what people were calling it. Basically, the only difference is that my spots are pink and they are heart-shaped instead of being dots. I like it. And I like this image as well. It looks very cute. And that's it for February, actually. There's technically one more. I was redrawing my backup D&D character, but I didn't like how she looked, so I scrapped it. So it's actually not real. Anyways, let's move on to March. March is when we start getting a little bit more. I started getting my spark for the drawing again. So here we have Olga on a beach. I don't know why I decided to draw her like this. But I also drew this skeleton kobold that took a long time. It was actually... I looked up so many things online about how a kobold skeleton is supposed to look like. Like, this part took way more work than this part, which is really funny to me. But you know, actually, I guess you guys don't know, but this is my character that pretends to be a necromancer. She's actually not a necromancer. I like to imagine that this skeleton is actually not a real skeleton, See, she's using, instead of raise dead, she's using animate objects to control this not real skeleton because she doesn't want to use the real deal. I think I made a bonus image. Yeah, there it is for this one. Because I was like, haha, 10 lines on a kobold, but they would actually not work like this because it scales, but you know. Sometimes it's funny to be like that. I also made bikini. The bikini fugi was made. Oh, I remember why. Because we're doing summer things. That's why I was drawing all the bikini stuff. I also made this bikini fugi, and then I made a redeem on the channel. Actually, now that I think about it, no, it isn't summer on any hemisphere, actually. It's not summer here, it's also not summer on the northern hemisphere. Why did I make this? I think it was a joke that I made with Lou now that I think about it. And then this is when the bikini redeem became a thing. So now I draw a bikini version of every Fugi, we have to do it on Friday. So this was the first one. The next drawing is for our D&D campaign. So I think this happened around when we went to the future arc, that we went sent to the future. So I redesigned all the D&D characters to have like cyberpunk-like outfits. And this was just when my character was getting in his new clothes that he found on a trash can, on a dumpster. It's okay, he knows prestidigitation, so it wasn't stinky. I think we found drugs inside one of the pockets, but he completely ignored it, but you know, it's okay. He's a good boy, he would never do drugs. Unless he didn't know it was drugs. So the next drawing is actually a video, but I don't. Can I just click and drag the video over here? I think it would be on my edits folder instead of being on my drawing folder. No, where is it then? Did I destroy it? Is it not? It doesn't exist anymore? Well, it is posted on Blue Sky, so I can find it there. I just assumed that I wouldn't delete it from existence. Yeah, because the video itself is not here. I guess we could go to Blue Sky and I can play it. Let's go to my profile. And we're gonna search my posts. I think if I search for heist, I'll find it. No? What about Pebble? There you go, I found it. I'm not even gonna pause the music because the video goes so fast. You know what? I will pause the music. Where's Firefox? There it is. So this is the video. I'm a huge fan of the one frame of explosion that I didn't remove the background. I didn't even animate it or anything. It's funny because I was going to. I just dropped the GIF in and I was like, oh, I actually need to separate the GIFs frame to make it like this explosion actually be animated. But I thought this was way funnier, so I just left it in like this. Very high quality video, if I do say so myself. Anyways, let's resume the music. Next. So the next one, I almost dropped it on OBS instead of dropping it on CSV. We have this image of Flint and Nene. It's funny how much love I gave to these two recently. It is also insane how much Nene's head shape changed. Because she looks kind of different actually. Flint kind of looks the same. I did realize that recently I've been forgetting to draw his belt chest thingy. Because that's how he keeps his sword on his back. But also, I haven't been drawing him with his sword that much. The only time I did was in the recent comic that it didn't need it to... Oh, I dodged it.
A test of your reflexes!
Anyways. He didn't need it to have his funny belted strap thing. It's unnecessary. Also, I changed how his pants work. Because before, I would have his leg spike thingy going off from a hole in his pants, and now I just make the pants shorter. Because I felt like, this man doesn't need to make holes on his pants every time he's wearing a new pair of pants. I also realized that I changed how his sword looks. I forgot that this wasn't supposed to be a ball. I've been just drawing a ball like Nene's hammer. Well, sometimes things change and we just don't realize it, you know? It is what it is. Anyways, next. This is Murby and Holly. And as is the lore that you guys totally know about. Murby is currently in service of the Fae, which is Holly, and basically all that he does is collect sea glass for her, and this is the tribute of sea glass that he's offering. And you know, since he's a merfolk, collecting sea glass for him is actually very easy. And it's hard for the Fae to collect sea glass because they don't live close to the ocean. I don't know. I feel like that is a funny currency exchange thing. That is usually a thing that doesn't have any value, but it has big value to the correct people. It's just that in the little world that I've been building, well, I wouldn't even call world because it's mainly just default fantasy stuff. I just add little rules here and there, like, oh, Faye really likes sea glass. Because I think it's good and fun. Anyways. Next. I think this one I was trying to draw more dynamic poses. Oh yeah, that's right. This is something that I did this year. That's why you have Nene here having her legs crossed, for example. Or these two sitting around on a rock. Holly also with a leg cross. Because I was like, I've been drawing my characters just standing around for a long time. So I was drawing them in different poses. Which is why I drew Pip like this. Which is like, yeah, this is a goofy gremlin pose. She doesn't have any reason to be doing that. But I needed to draw people doing more poses. And not just standing around. I think that was one of the goals that I had this year. Which is now makes sense why I was drawing Olga sitting, laying down on a beach chair. I forgot the name, I forgot the word chair there for a second. Anyways. For the next one, we have another thing from Wise's D&D. So, there's some context to this, which also fits perfect to my goal of drawing a more dynamic poses, I guess. Complete coincidence, by the way. Basically, we were on a pitch. We were having a lot of trouble with one particular fight, and the guy that we were fighting against basically separated everybody to be on different planes. So some of us got teleported to the plane of water, and another group got teleported to the plane of fire, and the other ones stayed around because they didn't get hit by the spell. So people were having trouble in the plane of fire, and one of them was having trouble in the plane of water because he couldn't breathe underwater. So we had a scrap of paper that we could change reality once, as long as it could fit in a tweet, which was the stipulation of how the thing worked. Also, it was also given to us by the aspect of stories, so it needed to be something that would enhance the storytelling of what is happening right now. So we couldn't just write, we win the fight, or we couldn't just write, oh, or characters got teleported back in and are now together. So I don't remember exactly how it was worded, but it was basically, the menagerie get by the power of friendship and the power of the camaraderie got their group back together to fight again against the big bad guy, and to symbolize their companionship they all posed together. And it was something like that. So that's why we are doing the Ginyu pose. The assistant is back here because he was actually not included in this, but I still wanted to draw him, so I did. And Jones is up here because he actually died in the elemental plane of water, so he also did not get teleported back. Dade and Mittens are charred because they were the two that were teleported to the plane of fire. And that's why this looks like this. That's good. I had fun doing this. Anyways, the last one that I worked in March is actually my character for another D&D game. It's Beto the Brewster. And he is a kobold that went to a dwarven school, so he passed his test. So he is officially recognized as a dwarf by the people that know this culture, basically. That's why he has a dwarven beard around his neck. This is basically this was given to him by the school, being like, oh, now you are honorary dwarf, here's your beard, and then he wears around his neck. Which is very fun. I like that. And that's it for March. That's everything. It's funny because I was like, oh, if it keeps going like this, I'm going to run out of drawings really fast. But actually, the drawings keep increasing the more we go forward to the year. This is actually the month that I conceived Gluebode, is what I call the kobold version of myself. The reason why I did it is because I wanted to have a more humanoid version of myself, because sometimes it's hard to pose a rat, and I also really like kobolds, so you know. It's how it be. Wait, what is this not sorted correctly? There you go, now it is. Anyways, first things first, this was the first drawing made in April. I don't remember the context about this. I think I was having a conversation with Art Sounds about wearing trunks for some reason. I don't remember what the argument was. I'm trying to remember. Why were we talking about people wearing trunks? Well, anyways, so I drew my character that doesn't like clothes in trunks because I don't know. I guess she. I guess that would. It is the funny thing it should do, of course. The next one is, this was my Red Day drawing, because I actually did not do a Red Day stream, and I will probably never do one again, sadly. I'm sorry, Red Day fans, but it's not coming back. For reasons that I will not disclose, but they're not gonna happen anymore. At least not in the way that they used to. Like, gathering like 15 people to play Transform Ice. Which I did enjoy doing it, but it's just not, it is no longer feasible to do that anymore. So I drew this instead. Now that I think about it, I gotta think of something to do for Red Day this year. When is that gonna land? That's gonna be on a Saturday. So maybe I won't even be able to do it if we're playing D&D that Saturday. I also work on I also will be working on Saturdays now. I don't know. I guess we'll burn that bridge when we get to it. But I like this. It's like I'm doing the funny waha Mario pose or whatever. Anyways, next we have, this one is called the Aftermath, and it's funny because I don't think I would know the context unless I named my vials. I think I drew this being like, this is what happened after Pebble exploded, because Ember always bails her out. I think this is before I started shipping them, because I think at first I was thinking, oh, maybe they have a sisterly relationship, but now I was like, actually, I want them to be girlfriends, so they're girlfriends now. That's why I've been, in December specifically, I made them being closer than just doing this kind of thing. But that's why Pebble is all charred and beaten. And she's doing the thumbs up because she's fine. Anyways, next. This is the birth of Glubode. This is the first ever drawing that I made, and I wanted them to have the biggest tail ever because I like that. So, in all the pictures you're gonna be seeing them either holding their own tail or their tail on the floor because it cannot be contained. Next, I don't remember why I drew this, the context, but I guess I just wanted to draw Juniper because it has been a while since I drew her. I actually don't like this drawing very much because I think I made her poncho too small. And it's actually hard for me to draw fabric, so I need to get better at that. So because I don't think this looks very good, but it's good enough for me, so it has been posted. I do need to draw Juniper again. It's been a while. I've been focusing too much on... I always have this kick that I focus on specific OCs during some certain times. Like right now, I come up with a new one, which is Nephilim, or Neph for short, which is basically just another version of another OC that I already have. I even made a comic about it recently. But I'll go back to my neglected Blorbos soon enough. Anyways, next we have Glubode yet again, because I was like, oh, I just want to draw more Glubode now that I have it. This is the old snout that I drew for them. Their snout does not look like that anymore. At first, I liked how it looked, and now I don't really anymore. Also, oh, there you go. I was like, what happened to the music? And as I told you, big tail important, big tail. Also, I like oversized shirts a lot. I actually wear oversized shirts myself. It's comfy. It's a good look. Anyways, next. I don't remember why exactly I drew this. I think I just wanted to draw Minuet being mad because she couldn't play something. I think it was the context for this drawing. And again, bad at drawing fabric. I need to be better at it. That's why most of my kobolds don't really wear conventional clothing, because I'm bad at making folds and stuff like that. But maybe this year this is gonna change, or maybe not. Who knows? We love Raido Kuzunoha over here in this house. The next drawing is because Ven drew a kobold version of themselves, and they have these markings, I guess. And I was like, I think it would be funny if actually the markings are not like on their scales. It's actually just drawn in. So you have my kobold version drawing stuff on Ven's kobold with a marker. I guess that makes sense. Also, drawing this Ven boat was kind of hard. Ven style, I feel like it doesn't translate well to my style, because Ven is very detailed and I usually draw very simple looking things, which is not a problem by itself. Anyways, the next one I made, I made this bite emote that actually I don't think it looks very good when it got sent to Twitch. I don't think it translates very well when it's small. But I left it there anyways, and I was like, oh, maybe at some point I will redraw it, and then I never did. But this was made because of Nyazov specifically, because every time they show up to a stream, they always use their bite emote, and I was like, I need to make one to bite it back. And that's why this was made. Maybe at some point I will make it again. Oh, I have no water here! You know what, let's take a break real fast. I want to go grab some water because I've been talking a lot and I want to drink water. I'll be right back. Enjoy the fan art and the music while I'm away. Hello, gamers. I have up to. Oh! I just realized something. So, on my break screen, I usually have a bunch of my buddies here at the bottom that I made like years ago. But recently I changed the name of all the folders to be more organized. So they are gone. We just have Floop and Kiki here. I guess I'll fix that at some point. Completely forgot about that. Anyways, fight. Let's go for the next one. Oh, I actually like this one a lot. So, I don't remember the context of why I drew this. I think somebody asked something about the big baggy shirt. I don't remember why or who. And it's like, oh, what? Under the shirt? And then when he lifts, that's for easy tail storage. And it's just like the tail wrapped around their torso. I think it came out pretty good. I was very happy when I first started drawing and designing Blue Boat. But recently I haven't been doing anything with them. They're just there in case I want to do something, I guess. Anyways, next. I don't remember why I decided to draw this. It's just that a guy walked into work dressed in these, with the bisexual shirt, the fishnet, the Overwatch hat, and trunks. And I was like, I'm going to draw my character that doesn't like clothes with these clothes because it would make her sad. And of course I changed the hat to be like this because I don't like Overwatch. So there is a funny thing about this drawing specifically, because that's basically what I wrote on the Blue Sky post, because I was like, haha, this character doesn't like wearing clothes, so I forced her to do so. Evil. So usually when somebody likes something that I made on Blue Sky, I go and check on their profile. I was like, I wonder how this person found my stuff. So one person that liked this was a person that I've never seen before. And then when I check their profile, they are very into, I don't even know how to call this. It's like forced I don't even know how you call it. It is a kink, like about forcing people to wear clothes that they can't take off or something like that. And I was like, what? How did you find this? I was like, that is a thing that people are into, I guess. I just did not expect that somebody that is into that would find this random drawing that I made as a goofy joke and not as a random kink. But I guess it is a kink that people have. And I was like, oh, I guess. And I was like, oh no. Well, I then after that, I never seen that person again. Nothing against that person specifically. I was just caught off guard. I was like, oh my god. I guess there is something for everybody. Like, there's a kink for everything. Like, I don't know, if you like ice cream, there's... I guess ice cream is a bad example because I can see why people would like that. Oh, anyways, it doesn't matter. There's something for everybody out there. Anyways, next, it's April 13th, which is the Neo banging out the tunes day. And as you know, every year, April 13th, I draw a picture of Neo. It is one of the rat holidays, which is funny because April is the big rat month, because there's World Rat Day and there's also Neo banging out the tunes day. Don't worry, this year I'm gonna draw another one. It 100% guaranteed. Also, I think this month is when I started using the fuzzy brush. When did I start? Sorry, I'm looking through the drawings again. Actually, I think it was with this. I think this drawing specifically is when I started using the fuzzy brush, fuzzy brushy. No, actually, it wasn't. It was this one. This one is the first drawing that I started using the fuzzy brush. Yeah, because this one still doesn't have it, and it's going by date. Anyways, next. It is just long, long glue board. That's it. That is all. Next one. Oops. I accidentally moved something. Oh my god, where did it went? Uh-oh. I think it went to desktop. Uh-oh. Where is it now? I moved something. No, that's not the one. Oh, Luke, congratulations on being the first one to the stream. I hope you enjoy your plastic chair. Oh, and thank you for the confetti. I just accidentally moved something to a different folder, and I don't know where it landed. It's somewhere now. We are currently doing a retrospective of everything that I drew this month. Oh, this year, I mean. Oh, there it is. I found it. Okay, good. Next. Oh, this one doesn't have the fuzzy brush. I guess I was in the middle of transitioning to a different brush. Can't you right click on the empty part of the folder and undo? Yeah, I did that. I did Control Z, but it didn't work for some reason. And then I have to manually go find it. It is what it is. Computers are funny like that. So here we have Sleepy Glubode sleeping on a beanbag chair, holding their tail because I thought it was cute. Guys, remember Glubode? Maybe I should bring them back. I definitely was on a kick of drawing Glubode in April, and I think it extended all the way to September. My Glubode era. I still like it. They're gonna be back at some point. I was also maybe thinking, like, if I were to commission a kobold model of myself, it would be based on Glubode, obviously. Maybe one day, because now that I have a job, I will probably do that at some point. But I've been rebuilding my savings account because it took a big hit after I spent 2 years jobless. But I have a job now, which is good. My Glubode era. Sorry, I got the big EP. Also, how are you doing today, Lou? Happy New Year, by the way. I hope your New Year day has been going well. But speaking of V2 models, I think if I were to do first, I want to re-rig my normal model. I want it to be less restrictive and more fluid. I don't think I want to change the art though. I like the art a lot already, and I feel like it's perfect as is. I don't think I need to change anything. But I do want to have more freedom of movement. Maybe become more squishy. I guess if I would change anything about the art, maybe I would make myself fluffier. But I do like how I currently look like. I don't think that needs to change. But yeah, maybe more movement, more squishy, more blob-like physics, you know, that kind of stuff. Even more. You know what? I think that's it. I think I would increase the size of my tail. I would make it thicker if I were to change anything. I feel like I can probably just do that myself now that I think about it. Something to consider for the future. You're exhausted from work? That's upsetting. Hopefully you get the rest you deserve. Oh yeah, glue boat is still in the cards. I did not forget about them. They will be back at some point. Also, why is this not sorted by date anymore? What happened? You needed a little IPA because of the New Year celebration? I hope you had fun. Next. Oh yeah, so this was for Easter. It is just Blueboat wearing... So this is the main reason why I started drawing Blueboat. Way easier to put myself into outfits if I have a more humanoid shape. Also, this is before I started drawing my red self with my cobalt self together, because I had people asking me, oh, are you rebranding? And I was like, I don't want people to think I'm rebranding, because I want to stay as a rat. This is just a fun thing on the side that I was doing. So later on, I started drawing every single picture of Blueboat with Glooby the Rat right next to them, to stop the people from asking me that. Anyways, next is when my chair broke. This is literally what happened. Just stop the rumors, exactly. Just stop the rumors. So later on, you see every single picture of Blueboat with Glooby the Rat with them. So this is how my chair broke. It actually lost one of his legs. It broke off and I fell. It wasn't pretty. I still kept using the same chair. Actually, I kept using this chair until I got a job this year. Honestly, which is... which I got the job on... March, I think. No, in May. It was May. So, a month after I got hired, I bought a chair. So, I kept using this chair for like 3 more months. You like while you take care of insurance stuff? Good luck, gamer. I hope you survive. And the way that I was using the chair is like this place that was broken off. Why the circle was so bad? Anyways, this place that was broken off, I had a slab of wood to keep it in place. And then the only reason why I bought a new chair is because this leg over here, right next to it started breaking as well. So I just got rid of it. I put it outside, and then somebody just grabbed it. Which is, that's how we usually get rid of furniture here. I don't know if it's very common in other places, but usually if you just put if it's not rainy or anything, of course, because that would ruin it. If you put like a piece of furniture outside, somebody shows up and just grabs it. It is very good to get rid of stuff, and then also it's good that it's going to somebody that needs it, I guess. Anyways, the next one, I think the context for this drawing specifically is that somebody was talking about the "get a load of this guy" meme, and I just drew myself like that, like Blueboat like that. And the fun thing about drawing half body of Blueboat specifically is because they have a very convenient long shirt that I can just draw the end, that I don't need to draw the rest of their body. So it looks really nice, instead of my usual half bodies that I need to just there's not a natural place for me to break up the drawing, sadly. Anyways, next. So this is when I started drawing Glooby the Rat with Glue Boat to, like Lou said, to stop the rumors that I'm rebranding. So it is just a rat self inside of the Cobalt self. Inside of the shirt specifically. The next one is I wanted to draw my friends, but also I wanted to draw kobolds. So to fix that, I just started drawing my friends as kobolds. So here's Art Sounds as a kobold. I feel like it came out really well. Art's shirt is actually really, like, his coat is very hard to draw. But I am happy with the results. I think it came out looking pretty good if you ask me. Also, I'm starting to get hungry. I should have gotten a snack when I went to get water. You know what? I'm gonna go grab a snack right now. You can't stop me. It's my stream. I'm gonna be right back. I'm back, gamers. I got some cookies. Now I'll be munching on them. Now that I think about it, kind of a bad place for me to be eating snacks. This is basically a just chatting stream. I don't really have a break to eat. But you know what? It is my stream. I can do whatever I want. I'm about to be pausing to eat my cookies. Anyways, let's continue. So the next one, this is also a D&D thing. It's my character, Brim, and his sister, Manon. I think I drew this because I wanted to draw them together first. But also because I think the only picture I had of Brim's sister was a very old one, all the way back from September last year. Well, can't say last year anymore. September 2024. Let me see if I can find it. I already found it. This is the only image that I had of her that I made on my phone. Which honestly looks pretty good. The only problem of drawing on my phone is that I can't have like pressure. so everything has the same thickness. And the way that I fix that for the corners is that I would delete the corners with the eraser. But I wanted to draw her again. And there she is. With Bryn. The family's back together. They're not. Bryn's still looking for her, but he's very close to finding her though. Hopefully it will happen soon and Wise won't kill her off or something. It will make me very sad. Anyways, next. This is just me being sick. This is the Glooby Fluffy era. I've been going back and forth if I like the extra fluff or not. Sometimes I draw myself very fluffy, sometimes I draw myself not fluffy at all. You know, it's like styling your hair. Sometimes you just want to change it up a little bit, you know? But I guess I was sick with something that day. Anyways, I like this one. What is that pose, sis? This was a meme that a cat was eating food doing this pose. And I just decided to do it with a Pebble because that's just the kind of personality that she has. She is definitely my OC that would eat from a cat bowl with no reservations whatsoever. There is some problems that I have with this drawing. Is that I forgot to draw the way that it looks. Oh, and Yazov, we were just talking about you a little bit ago. How are you doing today, gamer? Happy New Year! I hope your new year has been going well so far. I'm eating some cookies right now. Very tasty. We're also doing a retrospective of everything that I drew this year, or this past year, in 2025. Sorry, I'm munching. Let's go to the next one. Cat just got home from a supply run. Gaming! I hope your supplies are, I don't remember the word I'm looking for. What is the word that means a lot? That is full. What is the word I'm thinking about? Hope your supplies are plenty, I guess. I don't think that was the word I was looking for, but it is now. Anyways, next. I feel like this was the time that I was just making a lot of memes. I actually don't like this drawing very much because I was trying to do this and thinking of how I would draw one of my kobolds from above, and I don't think this makes much sense. Because I feel like in this angle you wouldn't be able to see her legs at all. Maybe the tippy top of her toes, because kobolds have big snouts. But I like the idea. This is an NA, by the way. One of my OCs that have been getting a lot of screen time on my Blue Sky recently. Got any games on your phone? I think she's definitely my youngest OC. Baby. Let's go for the next one. Oh, you guys are ready for this? This one is a spicy one. I wouldn't call it spicy. Well, I guess it depends on your vision. Golden Week happened. And as you know, every Golden Week, there we go, I can speak. People like drawing themselves in golden bikinis. So I did the same. And this was around the time that I was drawing Glue Boat a lot. So we have a Glue Boat in the bikini, and you have a Glue Boat rat in a bikini as well. I think it came out really nice. But if you think about it, this tail with this bikini would make no sense. I've been recently designing clothes with tails in mind, and it's been actually quite fun. I think if I was doing this during this time, I would have here on the side like a little diagram like this, like for example. Wait, this is already wrong. Tail, legs, and then it would be like, oh, this is how this outfit makes sense. And then it would be like the part of the bikini that is like this, and it would probably have a hole or like a thing that... My setup right now is not set up for my drawing tablet, by the way. So it would have probably like a string here, and here would have a thing to tie it up. And this is how it would look like. But yeah, this would probably how I would have done it at this point if I were to be designing clothes like this for tail havers. Anyways, time for the last drawing of April. Oops, my phone got demolished. Let me put it in place again. There you go. Remember when I was saying that I was drawing my friends as kobolds? Here's Lubode. I actually really like how this one came out, because it was like, oh, Lou recently has been having his hair tied up, but I don't draw my kobolds with hair. So instead, I just made him tie his ears in a ponytail, and I think that looks really funny. I would say I'm cooking. I cooked with my kobold designs, and that's it for April. Your own hold? It's over. You did cook that design, real. Thank you, thank you. I actually really like it, how it came out. I need to draw these again. Like my kobold friends. Like my friends as kobolds, I mean. Well, now we're going to May. May is when I got my job. Where... Okay, it is already correct. So this is the first one. It actually looks really funny. It's Glubode in a Glooby the Rat Kigurumi. Which is basically a onesie that has like a character or whatever in it. It looks not... I don't think I would draw this as horrifying as I did back in the day now. But it's fun. It has like holes for the horns. I like how the teeth closes down on the hood like this. Also, this is when I started drawing the snout in a way that I like more. Of course, this zipper that is open. And you have the big tail that you can put your kobold tail inside for extra fluffiness. And I drew the folds here for the funny back leg thingies that my kobolds have that I never know how to call it. I've been calling it back spikes, but back leg spikes, but I don't think that's the correct term for them. They probably do have a name, I just don't know what it is. Heel? Heel would be a good word. They're spiky heels. Also, hi Babs, how are you doing today? Today, I'm doing a retrospective of everything that I drew in the last year. Everything that I drew in 2025. We are currently at the start of May. I'm also eating cookies in between talking. Hope that doesn't bother you. Ankle? I guess... that could be, but I don't really know because... like this part specifically. Like, I feel... Oh, my drawing tablet is not working anymore. Well, I guess I can just draw with a mouse. Because I feel like this has a name. I just don't know what it is. Happy New Year! Happy New Year to you as well. Hope your New Year's been... I hope 2026 has been treating you well so far. Even though it's only been like a day and a half. Not a day and a half. Half a day. That's the word I meant to say. Let's go for the next one. This one is a GIF. How can I show this in a way? It's called a Halix. Wow, that is a name that I did not expect it to be called. Halix. Like on a bird. Bird? Oh, it's like, yeah, the back talon on a bird is called a halix. It was called a hook? I have no idea. I don't know anatomy. The halix does make sense though. At least that is what it's called on a bird, apparently. It is what they call it, a anisodactyl feet. I don't know if this is exactly for kobolds, or at least the way that I draw them, because I think these feet have a name, but I also forgot. Hook is used for like the horses. I guess that wouldn't work either then, if that's the case. But lizards and birds are closely related. That is true! That is true. I think I will take the bird one over the horse one. Halix is also a very funny name. Anyways, the next one is a GIF. So... I don't really want to go look for the post that I made. Actually, can I... Actually, I think I can just put it on OBS and it will work. So this is... I think this is when I did my test for my job thing. And I was like, this is what happens when I get home. Which is true. Also, I made the tail hole on these pants. I did it. The GIF version of this is very funny. I think I can just drop it on OBS and it works. Yeah, there you go. Look at that. Very high quality GIF, if I do say so myself. The next one is something that happened on the next day. That this is when I got my job. That this is basically the uniform I had to wear until they gave me a different shirt. And I wanted to also make a goofy kobold shoes. I feel like for this drawing specifically, they don't look very good, but I did like drawing them. And see what I said? That every time now that I drew Gluebode, I also drew Glooby the Rat to dispel the rumors that I was rebranding. Every time there's Gluebode on screen, you also get Glooby the Rat. I think there are a few exceptions though. Like the Kigurumi, for example, but I would argue that the Kigurumi itself is the rat. Anyways, let's go for the next one. Oh, this is the picture. I saw this meme of somebody posted that their mom is playing Candy Crush. And I was like, wait, my mom does that. So I basically got it and just replaced myself with the meme that was here. It's like, are you winning, mom? Because my mom plays a lot of Candy Crush as well. She's a gamer, just like us. What do we have next? We have more Glue Boat. I was on a big Glue Boat kick in May. This is just called Tired. I guess I was just very tired that day. We have the return of the beanbag chair. I actually think it's funny how this one came out. Because the way that I drew the tail, it looks not correct at all. But it's okay. We're not here for perfectionism. We're here for the funny. And can you guess what the next one is gonna be? You got it! It's more Glue Boat. We have... I wanted to make winter clothes for Glue Boat, even though winter doesn't really exist here. So it just went on like turtleneck, and I thought it would be funny to put the hat on the ear because it doesn't really fit in. And like, again, Glue the Rat and Glue Boat together in every picture. I made sure of that. The next one is yet again more Glue Boat stealing grapes from the fridge because I did that day. Something funny that I like about this picture is that this shadow I think doesn't make any sense, but it's okay. Oh yeah, this is what happens at 3 AM. Because I love eating frozen grapes specifically. But if you think about it, these grapes aren't frozen. Because they opened the fridge and not the freezer. Caught in 4K. We have more Glue Boat. I think this one is because I was coming back home from doing grocery shopping, and sudden rain appeared, and this is what happened. So I just drew myself in the aftermath of the rain. So we seen the cold weather Glue Boat. Now we see the hot weather Glue Boat. And as I said, I really like oversized clothing. So since it goes by Disney rules that, well, if a character doesn't have their shirt on, so they must have pants. But if they have their shirt on, then they'll need the pants. Yes, the shorts are oversized as well. And with this is when I started doing it's funny because this picture specifically is called Shorts Logistics. So I was like, well, this is what it would look like from the back. Because you can see there's a tail hole, and I made like a little belt loop thingy, so it would make sense. I like thinking about that. Since I like drawing a lot of characters that have tails, I've been thinking about fashion. As anybody should, because fashion is fun. I do like this one though, I think it looks really nice. I like Glooby the Rat on top. And also, in every time that Glooby the Rat shows up, they keep getting bigger and bigger. Here's the next one for this month. This was the meme that people would put their character saying, "Hey guys," and then they mispronounce the name of the character, and the character says, "Not what I'm called." This one specifically is how TTS usually reads my name. It always says Glooby. It's like, "Hey guys, it's Glooby." Not what I'm called. I actually have to give TTS instructions to phonetically read my name every time, so it does it correctly. Just have a very funny pronunciation, which is Glooby, by the way, in case you were curious. For those not in the know, it's supposed to be Glooby. Oh, this next one is my favorite for the month of May. So this is also from another meme that everybody was drawing themselves or their OCs or whatever, doing a very specific pinup pose, that it was like a lady in her bed with her legs up while she was reading a magazine, I think. And eating chocolates, I think it's what the original image had. So I did the same with Bluebode. Instead of reading a magazine, they have their phone, and instead of eating chocolates, they're eating popcorn, which is my usual go-to snack if I'm not eating a banana. Actually, my usual snack is bananas. But popcorn, I also eat a lot of it. I like popcorn a lot. This one was a little bit tricky because I didn't know exactly what to do with the tail. I was like, well, I guess it has to be like this. Like, this part specifically is what gave me trouble, because I was like, how do I even draw a tail like that? And I also didn't want to look up this specifically because I assumed lewd things were going to show up if I did. So I decided to just go with my heart and draw it by myself. But I did want to make the tail wrapped around the leg because I think that's banger. The fun thing about drawing characters with big tails is that you can wrap them around stuff, which is very high quality. I would give it a 10 out of 10 when I see that. Same thing, another problem I was having was with the ears, because like, well, I can't draw like the ears like this that I do it normally. Because, you know, they have their head resting on it, so I kind of did it like this, which I guess technically is not correct, but you know, who cares, right? Who cares about drawing things anatomically correct? But I actually really like how this came out. I think it's pretty good. And yet again, always include Gloob the Rat with Bluebode, so people don't think I'm rebranding. Let's go for the next one. So this one is for Mother's Day. Actually, these are not... Are they in order of when I made them? I don't remember. Anyways, this is for Mother's Day. And my only character that I have that has... My own OC that has a mom is Lizardman and his mom, Juniper. So I drew them together. Because he's a big mama's boy, but mom doesn't really like it. But he became bigger than her, so she can do nothing. She has to accept a hug. But it was Mother's Day. The next one is it was Maid Day. So I drew Bluebode in a maid dress, because that is the positive about Bluebode. Very easy to draw than on outfits. Way easier to make outfits for Bluebode than it is for Rat. And as always, Glooby the Rat has to be included. I also don't like the way that I drew the tail here. I think it looks deflated. I don't know why I did that. But you know, it's in the past now, it's been posted, it's forever eternalized on the internet. The next one, I wanted to draw my War of Light eating chocolate specifically, and I don't remember why. I think I just said my War of Light secretly eating chocolate, so the other Scions don't ask for it. I was wearing the Glinner's shirt outfit at that point. I feel like the Dawn Trail expansion is when I swap clothes the most, which is insane because I've been wearing the same clothes from Heavensward to Endwalker. That's like 7 years, I think, of me playing the game wearing the same thing. But the reason why I swapped clothes is because I was wearing an old shirt from Heavensward. So we never got the graphical update. So it would look very weird right next to other people that had updated graphics shirt like that with bigger textures. So I had to change it. And they still haven't updated that piece of clothing. Maybe they will one day. So I just been swapping around my outfits and seeing what I like. I think at the moment I'm wearing the scientist cloak. I wore the Gleaner's shirt throughout the entirety of the on-trail though. And then in the patches, like the post-game patches, I've been wearing the scientist cloak. Anyways, next. I think I drew this specifically because I found out that it was mermaid, which is when people usually draw mermaids. But the closest thing I have to a mermaid OC is a merfolk OC. So I decided to draw Merby hunting around for sea glass, as is his duty-bound service to the Fae to find sea glass in the water. I think this looks really nice. I played around with the funny circle brush to be like, he is in the water. Ooh. I think it's good. Next is Glubode and Lubode together because I thought it would be cute. And it's funny because after I posted this, Sketty, I think, posted a gif of a cat crying as a reply to this because she was jealous. She was jealous that Lou and I are besties. So I made a gif of me kissing Sketty on the forehead. Where is it? So this is the image. Here, this image. Oh, this is back to the snout that I don't like. I guess I kept drifting back and forth with the big snout and the small snout. I like the small snout better than the big snout. Anyways, here's the GIF. I really like how it came out. And I think I put in the description for this one, jealous cats get kissed on the forehead or something like that. And that's it for May. That's everything. Let's go to June. Finally finished the call. Took 45 minutes for them to just give you an email address. Insane. Kill them. We love Sketty. We do. Sketty is good. Very high quality cat. So for June is when I started preparing for Art Fight, because Art Fight is in July every year. I guess this is technically not like actual art, but I did drew these little heads for the card, which are my featured characters. I attack mainly little guys who will try to revenge anyone. I do friendly fire and revenge. And I have Pharaoh and Antro, were the two things that I tagged. You wanna know what's funny? So these are my featured characters, which is basically meaning like, these are the characters that I like the most, I guess, would be the word for it. Which is not true, by the way, because I swapped my favorite OCs all the time, depending on how I'm feeling, I guess. But from all of these, I think only these two received drawings. And this one only received one, and this one received 3, I want to say. Most of my characters that received the most attacks were the ones that weren't featured, but they were in my OC list. Which I think is really funny. By the way, Team Crystals won this year. Or last year, I guess. Very excited for Art Fight this year. I will definitely participate. Art Fight was so much fun. It was! I really like it. We're gonna go through the Art Fight drawings very soon, actually. Because we're currently in June. But as everyone knows, June is Pride Month. So this was the Pride Month drawing I made for the year. And yes, I was still on the glue boat kick at this point. I'm pretty sure it ends in June, actually. I thought it was going up to September, but no. It actually... June is the last time... Oh, no, it's not. August was the last time we're gonna see glue boat, actually. Anyways, this was the Pride thing. If people didn't know yet, I am asexual. I'm ace. I am the A in the LGBTQA or whatever. How many letters it is now? It's just glue boat with the pride flag, wearing the asexual shirt, and we have little Glooby the Rat because as per the rules. Every time I am drawing glue boat, I have to include Glooby the Rat to dispel the rumors that I'm rebranding. I'm gonna say that every time. Anyways, let's go for the next one. Oh yeah, so that was also when Deltarune came out, chapter 3 and 4. So I drew a little Fugi of Glooby dressed as Rousey for my strings with Lou. We're doing every Friday, baby. And tomorrow we're gonna be playing Pyre. So the next one is the one that I like for this month. This is my favorite this month. That is Glue Boat doing the Sonic Adventure pose with, of course, Glooby the Rat is also included because he has to. The next one is another one of my OCs. It's Olga. She's the wizard that pretends to be a necromancer. I don't know. I think this is also... Yeah, this is definitely when I was... Like I said at the start of the stream. This year, I wanted to do more poses. Like, so... That's why you see Glue Boat here doing the Sonic Adventure pose. And you have Olga here doing this specific pose of her holding her... I don't even know what to call this article of clothing. The cloth strap that she has on her chest. And she was also crossing her legs. I think I kind of messed up in the proportions here because I made her head too big. But we're going to ignore that for now and go for the next drawing. Oh yeah, this one is a video, actually. But it is the shark going splish splash splish splash. Hi, hey, hi, hi. Can I just drop? Oh, I shouldn't be dropping it on OBS because it's gonna be very loud if I do. I'm gonna try to look for it on Blue Sky. I think if I go to my profile and type Ali, I should be able to find it. Oh, maybe if I just go to videos. I actually don't have a lot of videos on my profile. I actually have more videos than I remembered. It still shouldn't be too hard to find. Oh, there you go, I found it. Look at this. Stop playing. Stop. It is just a zoom in, but the audio is important.
Slush, fish, slush, fish. Hi, hi, hey, hi, hi.
I love this audio so much. It's so good.
Slush, fish. Hi, hi, hey, hi, hi.
Hey, hi, hey, hi, hi. Let's go for the next one. Oh yeah, so I also, since we have to make the bikini version of everything that we make for the Friday strings. So this is the bikini version of the Rousey Fugi. I think it came out pretty well. I like it. The next one is something that happened on D&D. I'm trying to remember the exact context, but I think we were sharing news of something, and then I think Y said, "Oh yeah, and Brim is doing this there," and it was from an anime, and he posted a GIF of what it was. And then I was like, oh, I kind of want to draw that. And then I did. But I don't remember exactly the conversation we were having at this point. I'm pretty sure that this is right after Mitten. Oh, this was the announcement that we're basically the bad guy was doing an announcement that we're at the half of the party were being branded as criminals. I think that's what was happening at this point. That's why we're looking like this. And the bad guy was basically like, yeah, if you find these guys, we're gonna give you a lot of credits. Here's the reward. Here's the pictures of the ones we have. That's what it was. Let's go for the next one. I don't remember exactly why I drew this. I think this was just me being like, somebody bumped into Bryn and then he fell over. I think this also goes into the I want to draw more poses. And this was a different pose. I think I made this accidentally very risque, but it's okay. It isn't different because I got the pose normally, and then I was like, oh, I have to add the tail, and then it made it look extra weird. But it's okay. He's covered up. He doesn't have anything down there. It's fine. He's a lizard. And that's it for June. Now we're moving to July, which is Art Fight Month. So we're gonna have a lot of art that are from other people that I don't know. Well, some of them I do, but most of them I don't. Let's sort this by date. And we're gonna put it on the ascending. We love Art Fight, I agree. So this is the first art that I made. It is French Fry, the circus rat. I remember that Sketty said, you're cheating by making this one. You're cheating because it's just a rat that looks like you. And it's like, no, it's different. They are like a stuffed animal kind of rat. They have like this thing over here. You know, but yeah, it does look very similar to me. It may be kind of why I decided to draw it, because I was like, oh, brother. I don't remember, I think this is from, I wish I put the name of the owner of the character in the files, because I don't remember who they belong to. But none of these characters are mine. Also, this is when I started using my logo as a signature. The logo that I barely ever use. But now that I'm using as a signature, I've been getting a lot of use out of it. Which I actually really like, because, you know, it's a rat, but they're making a G shape for Glooby. Isn't that cool? I was very proud of it when I made the logo. Actually, when I launched my channel, that was my profile picture. For, I want to say like 2 to 3 months, and then I changed it to what you have now, and then I never changed it again. It's a good profile picture. Okay, next is a bunny I think if this... Oh yeah, it's because the person that owns this character attacked me. And drew a picture of Brim, my D&D character. It's a good profile picture, I agree. And I was like, whoa, I did not expect to be attacked myself. Like out of nowhere, without provocation. So I revenged against it with this drawing. This character is called Igvild Brum. Anyways, let's go for the next one. This is from an artist that I like. That likes drawing goblins. And this is his Gas Rat Spit. Very good name. You're a bard, as you can see by the instrument. I'm actually not very used at drawing like humanoid-looking characters like this. If they don't look like a kobold or like a bunny or anything else like that, I actually have a lot of trouble drawing them. Anyways, next one is a kobold called Lotu. I think that's how you pronounce it. Lotu? L-O-H-T-U is how it's spelled. And I was like, oh, I actually like her because she looks very tired all the time and decaffeinated. And I enjoyed drawing her holding her tail. And that was a very nice touch by me. Oh, you're such a gamer, Blue. So good. The next one is a character that I randomly found while looking for kobolds. And it's a character called Grin. And it's a kobold also wearing a big hat that covers their face, and also have a lot of dangling bits on their hat. And I was like, I have a character that's called Brim and has a big hat that also has dangling bits come in from the hat. And I was like, so familiar. I was like so happy when I found it because I was like, whoa, it's like a different version of Brim. I think this is supposed to be like an Australian kobold, if I remember the description correctly. It's like, it's Australian Brin. Like, that's fun. I was very happy when I did that, when I found that character. Anyways, the next one is Ryladir Rel Flint Jadiz? I don't think I pronounced their name correctly. But I really like their goggles, and they have their funny spear. I totally didn't use a bunch of like things to make it very straight. And you know what? I actually end up not liking it how it looked. Because I like when I make things messy. Like this. I don't like when they are too straight. So I regretted after I sent it that, oh, I should have just draw like I normally do and leave it messy instead of trying to make it as straight as possible. You remember when you sent these characters to you to see the cool details? Yeah! It's good. I had a lot of fun in Art Fight. So the next one is these two characters, Ralvi and Shura. And this is crazy because the person that owned these characters attacked me first. And they drew an entire comic panel about my OCs interacting with their OCs. And I was like, oh my god. This is such a big thing to get us an attack. That is so well made. So I actually tried to put a lot of effort in this drawing. The person that received this actually really liked it. They said, oh, you captured their personalities perfectly. And I was like, good, I'm glad. Thank you again for the comic panel of my characters that you drew. That I still think is insane that anybody would do that in Art Fight. Let me see if I can find it. I think it is on my fan art folder. Let's see. I'll find it. Don't worry. It will be there in a second. It would be even faster if I remembered what they're called. Oh, hi Taco, how are you doing today? Happy New Year! Today I'm doing a recap of everything that I drew this year. We are currently in July, which was Art Fight, so that's why we're on the topic of Art Fight right now. Where? I cannot find it. I know that I have it saved. It's just that it's just because I have so much fan art. It's actually hard to find anything on my fan art folder. It's about time. It's almost time. Big Animal Crossing update. Oh yeah, they're doing the crossovers, right? When is that gonna be? I completely forgot about it. I need to. Oh, I found the comic. I found the comic. This is the comic. Like, look at this. You have Lizard Man saying, "Finally, something new to spar with," and then you have one of their guys. How the hell he can hold that thing? And then yeah, woo, yeah, you've got him outgunned. Kick his ass. And then it's like, who are you rooting for? And then you have Juniper here as well. They're like, wow. It's so cool seeing. I was so happy. Look, I usually don't like saying like, oh, this art is better than this art. I feel like that's bad, but this is definitely my favorite piece that I got from Art Fight. I was so happy when I saw this. I think this and the GIF that I got are my favorite things. I think they're tied to my favorite things that I got from Art Fight. It's this month, but which day? Which day? So cool. I agree. I was so happy. It was very good. I'm still very grateful. Anyways, let's go for the next one. So this one is a character called Goose, I think it's how you're supposed to pronounce it. You need to check? Oh, okay, that's fine. You don't have to. I thought you knew. I'll find out myself later. It's a kobold, where a sword-wielding kobold. There's gonna be a lot of kobold because, as I said earlier, I went out of my way to find a lot of kobolds to draw for Art Fight. Usually, if you see a character that isn't a kobold, is because they drew something for me and I attacked them back. January 15th? I'll try to remember. And because I want to play it true. You drew, yeah, I did draw Nautilus because you drew Scrub. And I was like, I gotta do it. Gotta attack it then back. Or was it the other way around? No, I think you attacked me first. And then I revenged against you. Next, we have a character from somebody in chat. It's Mom, Lou's Pathfinder character. This one was also kind of a challenge for me because I don't draw like humanoids like this. I only draw goofy small little creatures. I don't draw adjacent people things. But it was fun. I enjoyed it. I think the hardest part was definitely the hands, and you can tell. Hands suck. I hate hands. Kill all hands. I gotta start going faster because we're gonna be running out of time soon, and we're still halfway through the year. So the next one is a character from one of my favorite artists ever, which is Sita. Sita Art. I draw one of their cultist axolotls. And they look pretty evil, but apparently they're not. I think when I drew this, I put it on the description like, oh, here's one of these cute axolotl cultists. Hopefully they're not doing anything evil. And then they replied saying, no, they're actually very nice and they only hunt and trade seashells or something like that. And I was like, huh, I don't know if I trust that. But I like how this came out a lot, especially all the gold. I like how I drew the gold in this. I usually don't shade anything. Can't wait for art fight this year. Me too. I need to finish drawing all the ref sheets for everything. So glad you participated. Yes, I'm also glad. I was so excited for it. I was waiting for so long. And I was also trying to convince all my artist friends to participate as well. And for this year, I already convinced the people that didn't participate last year to participate this year. So I'm gonna have even more artist friends participating, which makes me very happy. Have so many artist friends again. It's good, it's fun, isn't it? See how people do their how they create things. It's nice. Anyways, for the next one is not an art fight thing. This was my break from art fight drawing. This is again basically Glubode is the character that I have to dress up. I just like dressing them up with anything. And as always, gotta have the rat. So people don't think I'm rebranding. And never wear pants. Shorts are acceptable, but never wear pants. Glue by. I don't remember why I drew them in this sweater hoodie thing specifically. I think I just wanted to draw clothes. Because I'm very bad at it. I need to be better at drawing clothes. Maybe we'll try that this year. Drawing more clothes. So the next one is Eon. It's a OC from Murase Lune, friend of the channel. They're a unicorn man person thingy, and they're currently pondering the orb. You realize you can be adding OCs right now? I've been slowly updating my art fight profile, like for the characters, to add more updated pictures of them that I drew in the span of last year. So everything's been slowly... cannot talk. I've been slowly updating everything. You like the hair? Me too. I think it came out really nice. Just scared to put your OCs out in the world? For me, it's the opposite. I want people to see them. See my blower boobs. Look at them. Look how cute they are. I even made a new one recently that I need to add there at some point. So this next one is it's an OC from my favorite kobold artist. They're called Tan Lin, and they draw very good kobolds. So I drew their kobold, trying to rush with these books, but they tripped because they're clumsy. I actually got a revenge back because of this drawing, and it looks really cool. But we're not here to talk about other people's art. We're here to talk about my art. Let's go for the next one. This is Knit, another kobold that I found. So this goes a little bit different than the usual kobolds that I drew, because this one doesn't have ears. Same thing with Urnine, I think is what this one is called. I think that's how it's pronounced. But because you can't see the ears because of the hat. But this next one, oops, I went all the way back to the start because I am smart. Where is it now? Oh my god, there's so many things, so many images open here right now. There you go. So this one I have to improvise, and I was like, well, the back horns are kind of like ears, so it does still look kind of similar to the ears I usually draw. A lot of your art was in a physical sketchbook. That is fun. Well, physical art is also acceptable there. So you honestly, you can just take pictures of the sketchbook and just put it there, and people accept that. It's good. This one is also another break from Art Fight. It is just a big couch that I drew myself in here, very small, because I thought it would be funny. You want to know something else that is funny? I later found out that this trend was mostly being used by people that have very big characters. You know, the fetishizing way that they draw big characters. And I didn't realize that until it was already posted, and I was like, oh, hopefully people don't think I'm associated. I just think the couch is funny. I still like the image. I don't like the implications of how I found the trend though. Because I saw the picture showing up on my feed, and then it's like, oh, let's see your OCs, how your C sits on this couch. And then I thought, oh, that's good. Then I drew myself and posted a picture with a quote retweet of how I found the picture, basically. And then I was like, oh, let's check the profile of the person that drew this. And then I saw it was a very not safe for work profile. And then I was like, oh no. So I deleted the post and reposted again without the quote post attached to it. You also draw myself tiny on that couch? Yeah, it's fun. I still like the image. Not a fan of how I found it though. So let's go back. Let's resume the art fight activities. So here we have a picture of Sami the Quick. It's one of Sketty's D&D characters. It is a scoundrel of a tabaxi rogue. I like the evil face that I made her do. It looks very funny. Oh, and the next one may be familiar to somebody in chat. It is Nautilus, very evilly licking a popsicle. Because in my mind, I was like, oh yeah, he's the kind of character to get a popsicle and not share with anyone. And he would let you know that he's not gonna share it. I don't actually have no context of how this character is. That's just my assumption. Exactly, okay, we have confirmation from the owner. That's exactly what he would do. I think I had a lot of fun drawing the tattoos. I think they came out quite nicely, if I do say so myself. I've also took a few shortcuts drawing the feet. I do not know how to draw feet of funny humanoid-looking creatures. So it stayed like this. Thank you again. No, thank you for drawing Scrub. It was very nice. I like how you draw my Blorbos. I think they look very good in your style. Let's see, what do we have for the next one? The next one is Vi! It is just Vi holding me up and looking funny because that's what they do. That's what she does. You had to stare at foot reference like a creep to draw yours. So that's how we're different. I don't look at any references for anything. I just ball. I'm like, I could study anatomy and actually try to make it look nice, or I could just guess and have fun. And you almost always go with the second option. But I also like how this looks. I think it came out very nice. For somebody that usually don't draw like human characters, well, I guess Vi isn't a human, but you know what I mean, human looking characters. I think it came out pretty okay. Look at that hand though. I cannot draw hands for the life of me. Maybe one day I will draw them correctly. Respectable. Also do that when you're going fast and just want to make the art happen. Yeah. You drew so many humans this art fight. I did. I feel like this is the most like human-looking creatures that I ever drew. I usually only draw kobolds and rats. The next one is another person that is a friend of the channel. It's Poppy, Budo's OC, and also Rabbit Persona that I from Lou. You should work on drawing creatures. I love drawing creatures. That's my favorite thing to do. This also goes into the kinda human-shaped creature. Also, yet again, I cheated on the feet. I cannot draw feet or hands. Love Poppy, drew him a lot in your sketchbook. I like Poppy as well. I feel like Poppy's a very high quality character. I like their lore a lot. I think I did this by Poppy being confused about why there was a rabbit walking around, and it's like, Poppy, that's a person. Let her go, let him go. Because, you know, Poppy's a park ranger. The next one is a kobold. This one is from Radiant Rodent, which is actually one of the people that I managed to keep contact with after Art Fight. We actually interact a lot on Blue Sky. They comment on my things and I comment on their things. Which is cool, I like it. This is Arioth. And I also took this opportunity to draw armor, which I usually never do. And I was like, oh, this is perfect! Because, they only have half armor, so I don't have to draw a lot of armor, but I get to draw a little bit of armor. Armor is so much harder than close to you. Oh, for me it's the opposite. I think hard shapes are easier for me to draw than like flowing shapes. I suck at drawing fabric so much. That's why most of my characters don't really wear that much clothing. They usually have like straps or pieces of like armor or something like that. Very rare for one of my characters to have like... I think I have two characters that have clothes that I don't like drawing, which is Juniper and Minuet. Minuet is my kobold that has a green dress, a mint dress to be more specific. And Juniper has a poncho. Also, hi Horatio, hello Raiders. For those who don't know, I'm Glooby. I am a rat. I usually play very long JRPGs that are stinky, but recently I've been more in an art mood. Happy New Year, by the way. We're currently doing a retrospective of everything that I drew this year, and I have to start rapid firing then because I'm starting to run out of time. But how was your drawing? Did you finish, Horatio? Also, hello, Talmuin. Hope you're also having a very good new year today. I hope your drawing went well. It's just making up armor is just hard for you. You think what you have to do is like chainmail a few plates on top and not a full plate armor. I think for me, armor is easy to do if I only have to draw it once. If, for example, I'm doing a comic, it is very hard for me to make it consistent. Oh, enjoy your 5-minute break time, Wayne. Oh, you gotta go sleep? Oh, so I hope you have a very good night, Wayne. You did not, but you're close. You did good. It's good to see you. Oh, it's good to see you as well. What? Wait, what are you confused about? Oh, that Talmuin timed themselves out? It is a redeem that anybody can use. But yeah, recently, and by recently I mean yesterday, I finished a comic. A 3 page comic to introduce one of my new OCs because I'm an insane person that can't just draw my OCs together. Because she was in a funny situation. Basically, this new OC of mine, she's called Nephilim, Neph for short. She is a AU version of an OC that I already have. Basically, she came from the future, that she came back to try to stop it, yada yada, got stuck in the past. So I basically made a comic of how she got stuck in the past and my other characters interacting with her. Because I was like, well, I can't just have the character show up randomly and just start drawing her with my other characters. That doesn't make sense. I have to be sure to say the lore of how she got there. Like, I cannot be a normal person and just start drawing her. I need to have the context of why they're together in the first place. Anyways, like I was saying, the problem of drawing comics, I'm very bad at staying consistent with shapes. And I feel like that is a thing that I need to master if I want to keep drawing comics. Which I will be doing more in the future, just not right now. I'm taking a break. Been slightly brainstorming about a Knight X Jester story after being inspired by Budos. I have to design and draw armor at multiple angles. Oh, good luck, gamer. That seems like a lot of work. Anyways, let's go for the next one. We're actually almost done. So this is Star from a red artist that I really like. The artist is called Eon, and I really like how they draw their rats. And this is a character of theirs that just flies around in a bunch of balloons, and I made them sleepy while they're flying, which is very dangerous. Hopefully, he was able to get back safely in the floor. Next, I gotta go faster about this. So this is the last one, the last thing that I drew for Art Fight. It is a character called Toad. I do not remember who the owner is because this is just the last one that I found randomly looking around the Art Fight. I'm also pretty sure that this person is not really that active on Art Fight anymore because they never logged in to see it. But you know, that's just how it is sometimes with Art Fight. But I like their character. I drew this in a hurry though. So I feel like the leg specifically doesn't look very clear. Because the way that it's supposed to be is that this is supposed to be the front leg and then we have this one on the back. But the way that it looks like they're wearing a shirt and then the legs are just doing this, which is wrong. But you know, I needed to finish this before Art Fight was over. And my goal for Art Fight was to draw 20 attacks. And this was my last one. That I did on the nick of time, by the way. What? That does happen. It does. Which is fine. Maybe they will find at some point, maybe in the next year Art Fight, they're gonna log in to check what the new team is gonna be. And it's be like, wait? Somebody drew something for me last year? I think that would be a funny thing to happen. Most of the time you're freaking forgot to check your attacks. Oh, I would check it every day. I was locked in. I was like, I'm ready. Well, that is it for July. That is all the Art Fight stuff. Let me take a sip of my Wawa. Yummers. So the next one was it's when Lou and I started playing Chrono Trigger. So I made myself a Frog cosplay. You know, Frog is my favorite Chrono Trigger character. And usually when we're doing these streams, we dress ourselves as the characters. And it's funny because I was like, Lou, who are you going to be from the cast? And then I immediately said, you cannot choose Frog. And Lou was like, I was gonna choose Frog! What immaculate aura? Oh, you haven't seen the talking sprite. This is me drawing the Masamune, which is what Frog's sword is called. I actually like this one a lot. I think it came out really well. So I actually didn't draw a lot in August because I was resting from art fight. So the next one is a furry Brim. As you guys know, Brim is my D&D character. This is his future arc outfit, and during the our adventures, Brim got cursed, and he had fur. So I was like, oh, I kind of want to see how Brim would look like with fur. So I drew this creature. You see the Fit Gloomy continue aura farming, bruh? I'll try my best. I just love how fun these are. I love drawing the Foogies for the strings. They're always very nice. Let's go for the next one. So here we have more Flint and Nene. They're just hopping around, being happy. I actually like how this one came out a lot. I feel like here is when I really started shaping her head correctly. With the round head and the kind of triangular snout that later I gave up on it. And now she has a more rounder snout like this. And I feel like every time that I draw Flint, I make his snout longer and longer. I feel like at this point his snout is looking like this. You love these shoes? Me too. They are my current main Blorbos that I've been drawing together a lot. They're very nice. Oh yeah, this is where I started fixing Flint's pants. Now he doesn't have a weird hole for his back spike thingy. Instead, he just wears them above them. As a normal kobold would do. Also, as I said earlier, this is also when I started changing the design of his sword. I don't know why I stopped doing like the disc, because before, the palm of his sword looked like this. And now I just started drawing a ball. You know, I guess sometimes I just change things and don't even think about why they're changed. Become a small crying axolotl type Dargon. Just enjoy drawing and look silly. Yeah! I love small little creatures. It's very nice. High quality, I would say. Very, very exquisite. So the next one is a little bit unusual. So, I don't know if you guys know, but we had a W place be a thing, and I wanted to draw a little Glooby pixel art to put on it. So this is exactly how it looks on W place. I actually drew that right on top of my house. So if you ever find this pixel art, you're gonna know where I live. You are my favorite small creature? Yeah! Right now? Is it still there? Last time I checked, it was still there. I checked like a month ago. But it's very small. And also, these are not the correct colors. I actually can't have my colors on there. But I painted in like very similarly. Like the closest I could to my colors. But yeah, it's still there. Well, you know what? Let me go check right now. I'm not sharing my thingy, so let's see. Let's go to wplace.live. Let's see. Is it still there? Does it still exist? If not, I have to draw it again, of course. Oh, there's so much Uma Musume everywhere. Oh, there's Transform Ice! I wish I could show you, but I would dox myself. Oh yeah, it's still there. We love Uma Musume. And Mice Game. Yeah, it's still there. I'm gonna take a screenshot like this. You won't be able to see anything, I don't... Oh, no, you will. Wait. Let me be careful so it doesn't show any street names. Don't dox yourself. Don't worry, I'm being careful. Of course, it's not gonna show up here because it's too small. So these are the colors that I used. Because I actually can't have my normal colors there. Even with the premium colors, I cannot have this is the closest that I can have to my colors there. So it looks like this. So if you see this, you found it. Oh, don't worry, I would not dox myself. I'm very careful with that. Looks so bald. No, it looks exactly like this. The reason why I made it like that to be... what is it called? The reason why I cut it like that is so you couldn't see the street names. But it looks like this. It looks exactly like this. Oh, the colors make it look bald. Wow. I guess maybe I am bald. Who knows? I'm not bald. My hair is actually very long. Let's go for the next one. There's a line, the right shall come to bear. You guys are ready to see the last glue boat of the year? This is the last glue boat that I drew. It was in a very hot day. And I think I saw this meme appearing on my Blue Sky feed. And I was like, people like this? And I was like, I can draw myself like that as well. I wear a big shirt that I can lift up. And it was just very hot. And I think that's it for August. August was very short. But twisted makeup braid. September we only have 2 drawings. Maybe I shouldn't be rapid firing. Oh, actually no, October is gonna have a lot because it was Arttober. So we're safe. I can keep rapid firing. So here we have more Ember and Pebble. I almost called her Pip. That's another one of my OCs. Been off socials for mental health. I feel like I miss so much. Then again, Discord still counts as social. I feel like that's different. Like Discord, it's more a curated experience, I would say. I would say same thing with Blue Sky because Blue Sky doesn't really have an algorithm. So I guess you only doom scroll there if you really want to. But it's good to be off social media for mental reasons. So at this point, this is where I started thinking, maybe I should make these 2 girlfriends. Because I had Pebble called Ember Emby, and I was like, that is very cute. I think they would be very good girlfriends. This was basically the turning point. And then the next time we're gonna see them together, they are going to be more... Actually, maybe not next time. I think in the December drawings is when they're gonna be more affectionate towards one another. Discord is more contained. It's impossible to doom scroll in servers unless it's a big public one. Yeah, that's true. And they were roommates, exactly. They actually do live together. Next. So this is this is another D&D thing. I think this happened when the the assistant, which is this robot over here, came back and wanted to tell the party about the crazy things that happened to him. And they're like, we need to call everybody here. I have something very important to say. So since our characters came from the future, some of us actually have, we call them the smart slates. They're basically like phones. But we can only use to call each other, because since we went back to the past, nobody has them. So, Jock, which is this crocodile guy, called Tonabra, which is the tiefling, which is definitely the party member that is more detached to everything because he's rich and he has a funny personality. And he was the only one that picked up his phone because everybody else was too busy to do so. And then he's like, I'm too busy relaxing to care about the fate of the world right now. And he was at his house relaxing because he came back after a long time. And then the assistant's like, can we call someone else? Just doing a FaceTime call with your buddies, you know? And that's it for September. That's all I drew. Actually, I did technically drew more in September, but it was mostly Fugis for D&D, and I put them in a separate folder that is D&D stuff instead of being on my art folder, if that makes sense. Okay, in October, we have a lot more things again. So, it is Arttober, so it was me, Lou, Van, and Muda were trying to draw things every day with prompts and everything, and it was nice. So this was the prompt for day 1, which was hello, and this is a GIF. Actually, I'm gonna put it on screen. Look at that. You can see Nene flailing her arms around. This is when I started drawing her snout more. I started drawing her snout around her. And you can see that Flint's snout is getting longer as we speak. Remember what I said about consistency? Like, you can still tell that it's these characters, but I keep slightly changing their design, little by little. Hello, Daddy Pim? What does that even mean? So this was for day 1. Let's destroy this. So the next one was Stevie. From the Smiling Friends. I don't want Smiling Friends. Maybe I never will. Please look it up, it'll make sense, and I'm good. So this one is a video that I can't really play here. I don't want to go look it up, but it is basically Olga pondering her orb, and it's playing the Moon Shoes infomercial because the theme for this day was TV. That's why in the actual drawing you can't see the orb because I layered in my video editor. So the actual real image doesn't have the orb. So I took a screenshot of the video to show here. So the next day, why do I have this open? Kill! The next day is magic. I was trying to work on a lot of GIFs during this because I thought it was fun. Oh, also, it's actually missing a couple of things. I'm gonna say it right now before I forget, because some of those I drew on my phone. So the drawings that I did on my phone are not gonna be here. They're gonna be on my phone. So this is day 4. Magic. And it's just Sweep lazing about because she found 2 scrolls of Unseen Servant to do the job for her. This is how the GIF looks like. Next. The next one is also another GIF. It's Disguise. Do you guys remember 3 kobolds in a trench coat? That one is a classic. Anyways. Here's the GIF. the cloak just falls and then reveals Flint, Nene, and Pebble. Did I forget her name? This is the first time that I drew these three together, and the last time as well. Maybe one day I'll make them interact more. Next. So the next one is a video. Can I just drop this here? This one doesn't have audio, so it's fine. It is me being squashed in a hydraulic press. It's good. It's good. Look at that. Oh, it's gone. Goodbye. This one was called Squashed. That was the prompt for that day. So the next one we have Post, which I drew myself as Tenna. Because, you know, I was thinking of Deltarune. The next one is also a GIF that I think it's really cute. I like this GIF a lot. So this was a young Juniper. I need to set that to loop so it doesn't disappear. You know what? I don't need to. I'm just gonna keep pressing the button every time to repeat it. So I was like, this one is called Gun. So this is young Juniper and young Lizard Man. This is when they, a little bit after the incident. You can see that Juniper has wrappings on her arm. There's a reason for that. Maybe that's gonna be the next comic I'm gonna work on. How these two became a mother and son. But you know, Juniper not used to be around kids. She was a bounty hunter, so she's very good with her gun. And I was like, oh hey lizard boy, wanna see something cool? And then she does gun tricks. Which it worked, to be fair. It did entertain the child. I think it was a very cute interaction that I want to expand on it at some point. Let's go for the next one. So the next one is Teeth. And my character that has big jagged teeth is Holly. So I drew her with her big... I think I said... I posted on Blue Sky... the description was Holly showing off the goods. Has very yellow teeth. She needs to brush it more often. The next one is Drink. And my only character that does drink is Juniper. She has a love for whiskey, but sometimes she drinks a little bit too much. The next one is one that I like a lot. I think it came out very funny. It was Fruit. We have Pebble here being like, fruity, but no idea. I hope you catch her. And then her wrappings unravel to reveal that she was the one that stole the fruits. An orange and an apple. Kobolds can't have big boobs. That is suspicious. The next one is... I hope this is not loud, but I'm gonna put it on screen. So prepare your ears, because I think it's gonna be loud. This one is day 14th, was called Lemon. Lemon! I love that audio so much. It's so funny. There's also a Sonic version that he goes Lemon that I also really like. Very cute, thank you. I like the Warbolt. In case you didn't recognize, that was Hatsune Miku. Hatsune Miku. Here's the next one. This is one of my earlier attempts on working on something that kinda looks like a comic, but it still looks a little bit rough. So this is, Juniper actually does need the glasses. She's getting old, but she refused to because she's stubborn. It's like, Junie, Also, this is another idea that I had. This was around when people were making memes about how character faces would appear when you mention them by name. And it's a meme that I really like, and I was like, maybe I should include that when I make my comics, but I feel like that would be too much. But they have here. Junie Piffet went through all this trouble to make you these, so you gotta wear them. And then she was like, I don't need them. And it's like, Mom! And, you know, she is not used to being called Mom. She's secrets. That's her weakness. And then she's like, give me that stupid thing. And then she wears the glasses. Very cute comic. I enjoyed making it. The next one is Gold. And it's Pebble dreaming about all the coins that she's gonna steal at some point. She's gonna be swimming in it. It's like, but you know, if you've seen her heists, she's usually not very successful, so this is likely never to happen. Next one was Unicorn. So if you ever saw that scene from iCarly, that iCarly comes in, her name is not iCarly, but you know what I mean. She shows up and she says, what you got there? And then her brother has an emu and he says, a smoothie, because he's drinking a smoothie. And then it's the same joke, what you got there? But she's drinking a mug of ale, because that's the D&D thing that everybody drinks. And she has a unicorn, because I thought that would make more sense for a fae to be interacting with than an emu. Next, it's Octopus, and we have the two bathhouse siblings, Sweep and Scrub, that random. Oh, this is also when I started trying to draw backgrounds, by the way. An octopus invaded the bathhouse somehow, and then she's like, get this thing off me! I actually like how I drew Scrub here a lot. I feel like his pulling pose looks very good. Next. So this next one is my favorite. Oh, I need to be right back. Somebody just arrived in the house, and I need to wish them a happy new year. So I'll be right back. Hello, gamers. As I was saying, this actually is my favorite one from October. I actually really like how this one came out. This was the idle prompt, and it's my OC Minuet singing very loudly on. I think on the post I said she was singing into a thaumaturgy stone, which is the closest thing I could think of a fantasy microphone. In case you didn't know, in D&D, the thaumaturgy spell, you can make your voice ring out louder. So you could use as like as a microphone for like a concert, I guess. And I drew her in an idol outfit. I don't remember which idol I got the reference from, but I'm pretty sure I typed in idol dress, and then I just drew her look based on that. And I added a few extra things, of course, because usually she has a very long dress. But now I made it shorter, which is funny because you can see her goofy undergarments because this is too short. But I feel like it makes sense for her character. Anyways, next is oh, I actually can't play this one because it's a video. The next one is day 27, baby. Like I said, we're gonna be skipping around on the days because I don't have them on my computer, and going to get them on my phone will take too long. But I drew 30 drawings on 31 drawings on October. It's just that a lot of them were on my phone, so they're missing. So this is baby. I wanted to draw more young lizard man being a little boy. Look at him, he's so cute. So the next one is clone. And I think I did this in the description for this one was, well, if twins wear the same clothes, are they basically a clone of each other? And you know, it's the bathhouse twins again. Sweep and scrub. I guess you can tell who's who just by their demeanor. Maybe I can play this one, but just change the volume real quick so you guys don't get blasted by the volume. Okay, so get ready. This may be loud. This was the next day, which was evil. So get ready. Okay, I turned it down. So it was basically Olga, my evil gal, girl boss OC, and she's aura farming. What a villain! And I was like, yeah, she's just aura farming. It's okay. I also really like this Dragon Ball song. So the next one was Dragon, and I drew Lizard Man as a dragon with his mom Juniper, and I said in the description, oh, their relationship would basically be the same. Juniper would just be slightly more annoyed because he would be even bigger, which is mom does not like being picked up. I think that's all I have. Oh, there's one more. We have Candy. So this is the turning point for their relationship. This is where I started drawing them together in like a more romancing kind of way. So they're having a Halloween date right now. Like, MB, I know how to get more candy. We're not stealing from the kids. And Pebble is dressed as a mummy, and Ember is dressed as Frankenstein. You can tell by the the bolts on her ears. And that's all we have for October. And I think the last 2 months is gonna be kinda short. Yes. So in November, which is funny because this is where I have my comic stuff. Because I technically started the comic in November, but I only finished then at the last stretch of December. Literally the last day. But anyways, this is where I made the Fugi for Pyre, because Lou and I started playing Pyre in November. I like this Fugi. I think it came out really well. I also made the bikini version of it, which I think it looks less good because it doesn't have the book. So I have a funny weird arm hanging out over here, but that's okay. Not everything needs to be perfect. So for the next one, we have very silly, you like it? I like it too. This is where I started being more direct. That these two are girlfriends. So we have Pebble. Why do I keep like getting my OC names confused? Oh, I just realized that I muted the music before because of that, and I forgot you unmuted. We have Pebble being a little bit more forward. You're my most successful heist. So, I gave up on the idea of putting characters' faces in the speech bubbles, but I really like color coding things. So, you can tell that the speech bubble is the same color. Like, you can see that I'm hovering over the colors. The borders, the borders and the text are the same colors as the outline of the character that is currently speaking. So, but when she's saying you're my most successful heist, you can see that the U is the same color as Ember because she's mentioning the U that she's mentioning is Ember. And I'm a huge fan of color coding things. The chemicals they put in the water turning the kobolds gay. I guess that is true. They are a funny lesbian couple. I have another couple that I was thinking of making between my OCs, but that needs to be developed a little bit more. We're working it slowly. But I like a lot how this came out. I think it looks really nice. I think the description that I gave for this is Ember is a little bit embarrassed, but she appreciates it. Because I didn't want it to be like people thinking that Ember... Well, I guess she is technically uncomfortable by the situation, but she enjoys it, if that makes sense. I don't want people to think that this is an unconsensual thing, because that's bad. But if you enjoy that kind of media, more power to you, I guess. I don't like it. All my things need consent between the characters. Let's go for the next one. I don't remember exactly the context for this, why I decided to draw it, but I feel like I was just like, I haven't drawn Pip in a while, so I just drew Pip looking very tired and dropping her coffee because she is falling asleep standing up. Needs to take some extra sleep, but she is too busy working on her projects. So this next one is another one that I started to work on backgrounds again. And I was like, I want to be better at it. So the way that I usually been doing for my backgrounds is that everything on the background has lighter colors and less outlines. So you're gonna see things like the trees, for example. Oops, I was supposed to be the cursor with my colors. So like this is not completely outlined. It is like half outlined. Same with this. It's just a solid color mostly. Like over here as well. So they have less detail in the background, which makes sense. I feel like this works well for my style. And I will be developing more in the future. But I do think that I made the stump too colorful. I feel like this was supposed to be a little bit less harsh and match the background a little bit more, even though it is on the foreground. But I do like how this came out. You like that smug look? It's good. I enjoy it as well. I think the description for this was do not indulge random fae you find in the woods. And I think something that I started doing with Holly is that I had people before asking if she's just smooth in her chest area. And I was like, I guess, like, I just don't draw it because I don't think that is not where you're supposed to be looking at. So, the idea that I started having is that, I think what they call it is, it's a reasonable question, I guess so. So, I think what they call it is unconventional convenient censorship, I think is what it's called it, when you have something in the image censoring parts that you're not supposed to see. So that's why I drew her arm over her chest so you can't see it. And I think that's where I'm gonna start going forward with the character when I draw her. So people don't ask me questions. And it's like, we don't know, you can't see it. Like he's blocking her chest with her arm. And I think that's good. But that also means that I need to start being creative every time that I draw her now. Like I always need to have something in the scene that will be covering her up. Somehow. That's a good bit. I agree, I think it's good. I think it... Especially since she's a fae, I think it fits her character well. But I like how this came out. It looks very, very high quality, if you ask me. That's not just because I drew it, it's because I know it's good. So this next one is because I drew on my phone a plushie version of Flint. And I decided, it reminded me of these shoe reviews. So these reviews are about the Rousey plushie from Deltarune. Next one is a bird passing by. I guess we'll find out when we get there. Don't you mean very high quality? Hahaha, very funny. So these originally are Rousey plushie reviews. So you have the two sides of the reviews. You have I'll eat him. He's so soft. He's literally the softest plushie I think I own right now. He's really good quality and your new best friend. He looks pretty silly without his sword. I think the normal one was glasses. But a bit that I made about the Flint plushie is that the sword is not included. They look pretty silly without his sword. 10 out of 10, perfect, huggable, love him, just like all my other plushies. And then you have Nene holding the plushie. And then, it's funny because it took me a while to decide which character was gonna be the weird one. And it's just like, you can take his clothes off. And then you have Minuet taking the pants off the Flint plushie. Also, in case you've never seen it before, I think one of my favorite images of the Rousey plushie, it's the one that they call it Fat Ralph. I'm gonna bring you an image. There it goes. This is Fat Ralph. It's just the Rousey plushie without clothes. But they're like kind of squishing him down so he looks really fat. Poor Rousey. But yeah, it is based on that. But yeah, I had trouble figuring out which character was gonna be the weird one. I was like, who do I want it to be the weird one? I was like, I guess it would be Minuet, because she's my OC that is very good at pretending to be an elegant lady, but she's actually not. If that makes sense. Anyways, next I have 10 minutes. So this is the start of it all. So need some context for this. So this was a thing that I had. These were the worms in my brain saying, what would happen if there is a future that Nene loses Flint for some reason. So it is basically a dark future AU, but the dark future is just her and not the actual future. And so I changed her design, gave her more armor, gave her scars. Actually, this scar on the tail, she always had it. If you look at Nene, she always has bandages on her tail, which is hiding the scar. Which I guess at some point I will talk about it, but I need to flesh out the story first. Gave her more armor, gave her more bandages here, because since she didn't have the bandages on the tail anymore, I needed to put it somewhere else. That is what they call a consistent character design. I actually don't know if that's actually what it's called. Gave her a cheek scar because that's what you do if you're making an edgy Chuni character. And basically just gave her more armor. And she's using Flint's sword because since he's dead, it makes sense that she's gonna be using his sword. Not here because this is an idea that I came up with after. But she has a band of summon weapon in her right wrist now. You can see it in the comment that I drew recently. That lets her summon up to 6 different weapons, but she has to turn the dial on the band to change which weapon she's gonna use. It's like an Omnitrix, but for weapons. But she doesn't have to press it. She just wields the weapon. And the weapon number 1 is Flint's sword. Number 2 is her hammer. I would not mention the other weapons because I know what they are, but I want to build up what they are supposed to be. But she has 6 weapons. You note that her hammer and Flint's sword are number 1 and 2. But I liked her design so much that I was like, I can't not use it. But you already know the story about how I inserted her in my Blorbo roster. So she's now a different character. That is not Nene. She's Nephilim. Neph for short. Anyways, we are at the last month. We are at December. I, for some reason, forgot what December was. So this is where I started drawing a bunch of my D&D friends. Some because we finished the season 1 of of the D&D campaign basically. So I've been asking people if they want their characters redesigned, and if yes, they send me the notes of what they need to be changed. And if not, I draw them anyways because I never drew them full body before. So here is Bryn. This is my D&D character. This is not the updated version actually because his hat is a little bit more beaten up than it was before because he went through a lot. So just imagine that is a little bit more beaten up than the usual. Something else I wanted to do with his design was adding his magical items to his person. So I think Brim is the character that has the least magical items in the party, which is I drew 2, but he technically has 3. We're missing here the weather rock, which is the rock that tells him the weather for the next 30 minutes. So I didn't draw that. But currently he has his dusk glass goggles, which is goggles that lets him see in the sun without having to his daylight sensitivity to proc, because he is a kobold, so he has some light sensitivity. So every time that he's outside, you can assume that he's wearing these goggles. And I wanted to add to his design, just so because you're gonna see the goggles on him always, because he always has them ready to wear them. And this plate over here is a mangled piece of platinum, which is a thing that gives him resistance to Constitution saving rolls once a day. And I just added this as plating for his armor because it is platinum. I don't know how resistant platinum is as a material, but he is using as armor. And as I told you guys before, I've been having a kick of designing clothes for Pales. So this is how his skirt, I guess, looks from in the back. So his skirt is actually just the cape that he used to wear. He had a cape that would kind of look like this before, and had this to tie it up. But I decided to change it because I think I don't really like capes that much anymore. So now he wears the cape on his waist, which I think looks pretty nice. He's looking very fashionable. And anyways, and then you also have the version of him without the hat, so you can see his horns. That's it for Bryn. The next one that I drew was Mittens, which is our Shadow Monk Bard. Bard? Shadow Monk. I don't know why I added Bard to the end of that. Shadow Monk Tabaxi, which is a kitty cat, basically. The way that the reference that Mittens, which is Sylvia, Sylvia is the name of not the character. Sylvia is the name of the player. Mittens is the name of the character. The reference that Sylvia gave it to me was a Hero Forge model. So I used that as a thing. Also, I need to warn somebody. There you go. I needed to send a DM real fast. So, Sylvia gave me a Hero Forge model, which is a very good thing to get an idea of how your character is supposed to look. Because it is a turnaround 3D model. So, Mittens now is a little bit more speckled, which Sylvia said, oh, it's probably because of all the stress. And this is her new weapon, which is the... What is the staff called again? Well, it used to be a sword. It was called the Questing Blade. But the user can swap to be basically a weapon of their choice. And since Mittens is a monk, it turned into a quarterstaff. Also, I like her big shorts. I like how this looks. It looks really nice on her skinny cat legs. High quality. Also, she has blue nails, which I never asked Sylvia about. I wonder if Mittens paints her nails or she has naturally blue nails. Which, if I think about it, it's kind of weird. Anyways. Let's go for the next one. So the next one is Zoshi. It is Sunny's character. She's a College of Whispers? Bard? No, College of Spirits. College of Spirits Bard. This was very hard for me to draw because I am not used to draw spiders. I do want to get better at it because I think bugs are really cool. Which is funny, I was really considering making a Bug-O-C, but with Silksong coming out, I was like, ugh, I don't want people thinking I made a Bug-O-C just because Silksong came out, so I dropped the idea. But I do like how bugs look. I like how people draw bugs a lot. It's good. Very high quality. Maybe when the Silk Song hype dies down, I'll think about making one again. I don't like people thinking that I'm doing things because it's a trend. Even though it technically I can do whatever I want, it just doesn't fit right, doesn't feel right on my brain, you know. But yeah, bug hard. Let's go for the next one. So the next one is the Christmas Fugi that I drew for the Vice string, Christmas Vice string. So basically, it looks like this when I'm staying still, and when I'm talking, it moves around, like side to side. I actually really like how it came out. I made it like an hour and a half, which I'm surprised that I did it on stream as well. I'm surprised how fast I did it on stream, because of course, if I was off stream, it would have taken like 30 minutes for me to finish. I'm already very used to draw my shape, so anything related to Glooby the Rat, I can draw really quick. But usually if I'm on stream, I'm gonna be talking a lot, and I can't really draw and talk that much. I'm a type of person that if I'm talking to somebody, I kind of have to stop what I'm doing and keep talking. I'm honestly surprised how well I can talk while playing a game, but I cannot talk and draw. That is actually a very hard activity for me. So I was surprised, an hour and a half for this little guy. Anyways, for the next one, we're back to D&D. This is another party member, the assistant, which recently got adamantine, whatever you want to pronounce, plating. So I made him brighter than he used to be. He's less gray. He's a little bit more bluish. And I added those rings. It's funny because when I was trying to think on how to represent the adamantine in his body, I was like, oh, I can just make the armor blue, the plating, and it looked really bad. It was looking like Minecraft diamond armor. And I was like, this is not gonna work. How am I supposed to make this look good? And I just added a bunch of rings around his body, and I actually was pretty satisfied on how it ended up looking. And I've been enjoying drawing full bodies of everybody in the party, because before we only had like everybody from the waist up, and we never got to see how their legs look like. So I've been asking people, so how does your character's legs look like? If they don't send me like a reference or anything. Like, what do they wear? What kind of pants do they have? For the assistant, it was like based on a so Atlas sent me like a Star Wars droid basically, and I was like he was like, oh, you can do whatever you want with the design, but it's basically this with a usually like a cloak covering him up. So this is mostly an original design, I guess, that had no input from Atlas. So save from the Star Wars thing and the cloak. And I was like, oh, does this look good? And it's like, yeah. Atlas was like, yeah, it looks good. I like the rings. And I was like, that's good. I'm glad, because I don't know if I would feel like redrawing everything again. You gotta focus. Yeah, when I'm drawing things, I kind of like focusing down. Not really a fan of drifting off while I'm drawing. That's why I guess recently I've been doing more drawing streams, but I'm usually not a fan of doing art streams, because I like concentrating on what I'm drawing. My drawing streams are basically just chatting streams that have sometimes me doing a line in the background. Which is why it's very rare for me to finish anything that I'm drawing on stream. Anyways, this is the assistant. Let's go for the next one. So there it is. The next one is one of the things I was talking about. the girlfriends, the gay kobolds. So, since it was Christmas, I needed to have them kissing under the mistletoe. I needed to have somebody doing that, and these two were perfect for it. I actually not very satisfied with how Pebble is holding up the mistletoe here. I feel like I had to make her arm too long for the mistletoe to be visible. But also I didn't want to turn around the perspective because I feel like having Ember's surprise face is better than having Pebble's kissy face showing up on screen. Also, I wanted to make her pulling up the string of her cape, but I don't think I did a good job passing that information. But I'm satisfied still. I think it looked good, it looks cute. I also added the touch of making their snout curl up a little bit like this. You can see the folds of their snouts because they're like they're pressing against each other, so they would make a fold like this. And I feel like that's good. I was like, oh, I cooked. That's how they would kiss. So you can expect these to be more intimate together for the next time I draw them around. And I also really like the trope of the haha funny little thing, cute little small thing being the one making the moves, while the big silent and strong one is the one being surprised by affection. I think it's a very cute trope that I like when I see it. The next one is another D&D character. This is No Name Paladin's character, Mr. Dade the Wizard, that we actually don't know what he is. And we never asked it because he never takes his helmet off. So usually I wanted to draw everybody in like their fighting poses, but Dade lost both his dagger and his rapier in the last fight, but his main damaging move is his Shadow Blade, so I drew his Shadow Blade, or at least my interpretation of it. So, in case you guys didn't realize, this is based on Kuwabara's Light Sword, or whatever it's called, from Yu Yu Hakusho. This was my inspiration to draw this Shadow Blade, because I was like, how do I even draw like a blade made out of shadow? How do I do that? And I was like, well, it's a spell, so I usually, when I'm adding anything that is like spell casting, for D&D, I like adding stars because I think it's just a good look. I also added like this phase effect because I feel like that makes it more, I don't know, shadowy. It just felt right, you know, when I was making it. And of course you can see the way that the spell is doing, like the pummel of the sword, I guess you can say, which is just like energy going, which I think it looks really nice. I actually like how the sword came out. And then I added like on top a small little bit of dark just to indicate that it is a Shadow Blade, I guess. Happy year, Gloobo! Happy New Year! Chufix, I hope you're having a good day. We're doing a retrospective of everything that I drew last year, and we are at the tail end of December right now. I hope your New Year's been treating you well so far. Sorry, I'm drinking water. I'm also waiting on somebody that is supposed to start streaming so I can raid into them. Model in the bottom right looking good. My collection of Germans. tail end cause he's a rat. Wow. Unbelievable. Very clever, Gloomy. Thank you. It was completely on purpose. Also, hello, Cole. Happy New Year to you as well. Hope your 2026 has been treating you well so far. It's the year of the germ. Yeah, we're gonna have the super January for Germa. He's gonna be streaming so much this January because of his Christmas stream. In case you don't know, there was like a gift giving thing for the community that Germa was doing. That the chat was there was 15 gifts on stream, and chat was voting on which gift to open. And chat got almost every single one of the gifts that were streams. And they're all supposed to be in January. I think we're gonna get more Casino Inc. We're gonna get another The Movie stream. We're gonna get more information watching. What else? I think it was like 5 things. I can't remember what the other streams were. Oh, he was gonna play Hard Time, and I'm forgetting about one of them. Oh, the clay creature making stream, that he's gonna make creatures made out of clay on stream, which I'm very excited about. The only thing that chat didn't get that was a string, apparently, was going to be the return of Sorcery Chapter 4. With some people... Oh, we also got another... We're gonna get another Nancy Drew string as well in January. This is all supposed to happen in January. And I'm like, wow. Gemma's gonna be working very hard this month. Anyways. I like Gemma. We already seen Dade. This is a drawing that I made really fast in like 10 minutes because I'm like, I need a New Year drawing. I do one every year and I haven't done yet because I was finishing my comic. So I was kind of tired. So I drew this real fast just to be like, Happy New Year. It is just me with my hand up, being like, haha, it is the New Year this time, yet again. No more sorcery? Sigh, I guess fairies will have to finish for him. That's right! When are we gonna get the various sorcery strings again? I think we got to chapter 2, right? If I remember correctly? And then stopped? we gotta ask fairies to bring them back. And we have one more thing that I finished right on the tail end of the year, which was the comic that I was working since November. So it's actually not on my November folder. It's actually on my... it's not on the December folder. It's on my November folder. Even though I finished on December. I can talk words. It's funny because, as I explained before, the idea of this comic came mostly because of a design that I drew, and I really like how it came out. Where is it? There it is. I drew a darker future version of one of my happy funny characters because I thought it would be a good idea. It's like, oh, this is what would happen with Nene if her brother died and then she's using his sword. Oh, she's so edgy and dark. And I was like, I actually really like her design, but sadly, I can't use her with... I can't draw her interacting with my other Blorbos because it wouldn't make sense. She's on a different timeline. And then I was like, I'm going to draw funny, cringe, parenthesis positive, time-traveling little comic introducing her to the rest of my Blorbos so I can use her interacting with my other characters and everybody already is gonna know the context. Which, but at the end of the day, I did not need to do any of that. I could just make the character interacting with other people, and that would be it, because they are my characters. I can do whatever I want with it. But you know, it would make more sense in my brain if anybody would want to know about the character, I can point them towards the source of the character. So I made the comic about her. So we're gonna see the first page. Also, cringy alert is gonna be cringe, and I like it that way. Cringe alert! Anyways, here's the first page. We have Nene sleeping. Also, when I was making this, drawing comics is actually really hard. So you're gonna see the same purple background for basically everything, because I don't want to draw the backgrounds. So it is like the funny purple. It's also because they were inside of a tent, and I couldn't figure out how to make like the background look interesting. I wonder if there are any gamer kobolds at this party. Me! The cake is a lie! Actually, I think the comic goes, this cake is delicious and moist, and then the other person responds, the cake is a lie. Oh! I was just thinking maybe I can do a reader of that comic, but I don't think I'll do it. I don't think I will do it. He's a gamer! Anyways, you have her sleeping, little funny portal opening up. Nephilim comes out of it. Thud. Nene wakes up. And then we have the classic time travel thing. That person that comes out of the wormhole says that they don't have much time and that they need to listen. Which is a very overused trope, but I don't care because I like it. The twist we're gonna find out later is that she actually did have time. Anyways, Nene, I don't have much time, listen. And then Nene, being the kind of girl she has no sense of urgency. And she says, are you a long-lost sister of mine? We're so similar. And I think something that I was thinking of doing with the way that I've been starting to structure comics, I really like the idea that if a character is being interrupted, the speech bubble goes on top of the other speech bubble. Out of time? Out of touch even? You got the reference, Horatio. Congratulations. That's why this comic is called Out of Time. Well, it's called Out of Time because of that song, because I think it's funny. It's called Out of Time because she says she doesn't have time, and it's also called Out of Time because she's outside her timeline. Out of touch, I'm out of time. Can't get you out of my head when you're not around. You drive me out of my head when you are around. That's funny. Are you a long lost sister of mine? We're so similar. Oh, gamer song is playing right now. Gamer song alert! Gamer song alert! It's raining somewhere else. Oh my god. Small spoilers for Undertale, for Deltarune, by the way. When they played a different version of this song in Deltarune, and the song is called The Place It Rain, I was like, mwah, chef's kiss. Toby Fox, you are the masterful gamer of the universe for doing this. Spoilers for Deltarune, it's today! Deltarune today confirmed. It's coming in 2026. And you know what year is today? 2026. And It's Raining Somewhere Else is my favorite Undertale song. I really like this song a lot. And when I heard a different version of it in Deltarune, I was like, I cannot believe Toby Fox did this. That man, master writer of the gaming sphere. I should not be glazing him that much, but I pogged when that happened the first time I saw. It was that moment that I was moving around And then the song starts with the plume, like the noise, and I was like, wait a second. He did not do this, did he? And I just completely stopped moving in the game just to listen to the song. And I was like, wow, this is incredible. This is what video games are about. Anyways. And then later on, I found out that it is called The Place That It Rained. And it was raining in the game when the song was playing. And in Deltarune, and in Undertale, the song is called It's Raining Somewhere Else. Oh. Sorry. Anyways, let's move on. I think this is the third time I read this. Are you a long-lost sister of mine? We're so similar. And then Nephilim responds with, shut up and listen. You're mean. I bet my brother could beat you. Yes, Flint, where... And then Flint crashes in because, you know, he's very overprotective of Nene. And having a random person shows up in the tent while she's sleeping could be very bad news for her. So she summons her sword, which it's Flint's sword. They are going to, not in this comic, but they're going to address this at some point. Funny thing is, when I drew this part originally, I did not have Nene down here. But I was like, well, she is in the room. Even though she's not involved in this part anymore, I should still draw her. So I just draw her very excitedly looking at Flint fight because that's what she does. Also, continuity. She always had the tail wrapping every single time I drew her. Even before I wrote this comic. Aren't I a funny person that makes things and think of continuity? Aren't I cool? Anyways. They clang swords. Let's go to page 2. So Nene says, Flint, it's me, Nene. Nephilim says, sorry. Flint, it's me, Nene. Look at my tail, you get it. And then he looks and she has a scar. Which, another context thing that I never told anyone about it. But Flint knows what happened to Nene's tail. He was involved in when it happened. I will probably write about it at some point, but at the moment it's just in my head. And then he looks at it, gets surprised, lifts his sword. Nephilim is relieved. I keep calling her Nene, but it will get confused. That's why I gave her a different NA name. And she says, I'm so glad you recognize me. Unsummons her sword. Here's the thing I was talking about that did not have in the original design that I made of her. I basically wanted her to be the funny, cool, chuny, sad character. Edgy little girl. And I was like, you know what is really cool for these types of characters? If they can summon their weapons at will. And that's why the bracelet glows when she unsummons her sword. And she's like, it's great to see you again. I'll get straight to the point. I came from the future with a warning. When I made this line, I was laughing to myself. Because that is one of the funny time traveling cliches that I really like. Also, this was I was having trouble fitting all of this in the speech bubbles because I draw my speech bubbles really big. And I feel like if they were right next to each other, it wouldn't fit and it would look weird. So I came with this funny triangle idea. That it fits better on screen. I don't know if it's better for a reader to read, but it definitely fits better. Anyways, she says, I'll get straight to the point. I came from the future with a warning. Remnants of your old company are out for your blood. Revenge over something you did, I'm sure. Which is related to these shoes past. That I will, once again, it will be explained at some point if I ever feel like it. I have everything in my head, I just need to write it down and be comprehensive to other people to consume. They'll take out me. She was about to say me. That's why I have this. Nene to get you, and you die trying to save her. Oh no, the sadness. And then she says, I'm running out of time, just don't die, okay? And then she rushes towards him, grabs his arm. Also, I feel like that's something that I need to take care as well when I'm drawing comics. I need to make better use of the space, which I feel like I did a very job at it. But you know, I'm learning. We get good over time. We're going to ignore the purple backgrounds and the bad shadows for now. And she says, I don't want to be alone anymore. Also, this is something that I added later. His sword's clanging on the floor. Because if you see it in this shot, he's actually holding his sword. He never put it away. And in this shot, he doesn't have it anymore. And I was like, oh, maybe I should, in the next shot, having his sword just falling on the floor. Because you'll be like, where did that sword went? Well, it goes in the square hole. Time gives experience, correct. And then she hugs him. I don't want to be alone anymore. And then she pushes him away because, you know, she's gonna be taken away. So she doesn't want to be, you know, too sentimental. She doesn't want to get too attached because this isn't her Flint. This is the past Flint. Anyway, I wish I could stay, but I have to go. I'll be taking away any second now. Any second now. And then Flint is wondering about what is this girl on about. Also, I guess this is something else that I need to mention. Flint doesn't talk. He's a silent character. He can speak, but usually he doesn't like to speak. So that's why he doesn't have any lines in here. And then Nene shows up and says, so are we sisters or not? And then you have here, I suppose I have to stay a bit longer. And then this is technically the end. Thank you for the stream, Glooby. Oh, thank you for coming, Oration. And I also appreciate the raid. I hope you're having a very good rest of your New Year's Day. And this is technically the end of the comic. But as I am a crazy person, I was like, well, but we're missing so much context of why she's here and doing this. So what I did, I wrote this. So this is the extras. This is her dump, her lore dump, basically. But I just didn't want to make it to be text. So I tried making it a little bit more interesting by adding the faces. So the idea is that I wanted to be scrolling down and then you could see the sky changing colors in the background. But sadly, when I posted, the image is too long. So you couldn't read it when it was posted. So I had to separate in 4 parts. So let's read it. It's funny because I wasn't planning to read everything on stream. I was going to just show it off and be like, you read it yourself, gamer. But right now I'm stalling for time because somebody else is supposed to start the stream 30 minutes ago, but they haven't yet. So I'm stalling for time. Anyways. We have some time later. And then Nephilim says, I don't get it. I was supposed to be... Okay, I'll start streaming. It's not you! Oh, Cole, actually, I want to talk to you about it. So do you hear the song that is playing right now? This is the song that plays at the final cutscene in the Arcadian, right? I was looking for the song on YouTube for so long. And the only place that I could find was a video that was like a 1-hour video that it was a compilation of all songs in the Arcadian. I managed to find the song by itself now, but let me tell you about my journey. So, this song is not tied to any fight in the game at the moment. It only plays in the cutscene right at the end, and is basically a medley of all the Arcadian songs together in one song. Like, you can hear the motif of all the songs in here. But I know why is it called that, but I still think that Square Enix should have not called the song this. The song is just called The Arcadian. That is what the song is called. So it was extremely hard to find, because if you go to YouTube, for example, which is already bad to find songs, by the way, and type Final Fantasy XIV The Arcadian theme, it's gonna show up all the songs that are part of the Raid series, The Arcadian. And I was like, oh my god. Why is this so hard to find? And recently, today actually, I found this song by itself, not part of a compilation. And the song is called in the video Arcadian Heavyweight Final Cutscene OST. That's how I managed to find it. Epic prank Soken, I know, right? I can't believe Soken did this to us. But I get it why it's called The Arcadian. It's called that because it is all the Arcadian songs in one song. So it makes sense, but it's so hard to find it. And the way that you get the orchestral roll for this song is by beating the Savage version of the Arcadian. So I'm not gonna find it in an orchestral roll anytime soon because I don't want to play the Savage version of the fights. But I'm glad that I finally found that YouTube video that has it by itself and not part of a 1 hour compilation video. Anyways, moving on to the comic. Nephilim says, I don't get it. I was supposed to be gone by this point. Luffy, we still need to do the Shadowbringers Extremes. We do! We're going to do that at some point. We're gonna rope Lou and Atlas into it, so we have 4 people. We can definitely do it for people now that we're all level 100. That would be for another day. For the mounts, yeah, I'm only missing 2 mounts. All the other ones I managed to get from the Moogle Tombstone event. And then it replies with, what should we call you? I don't want to get me confused with you. And then she says, did I really used to be this adorably stupid? I suppose that would be a problem. You may call me Nephilim. Nene is great, but I needed a name that would be feared in my quest for revenge. Also, I really like how chuny I made her. She's perfect. I love cringy, edgy characters so much. And that is something that it was missing from my Blurble roster. I needed an edgy, chuny character that is also a sad crybaby. Google Gnomestone G-Vent. I don't think I want you. And then, you know, they just stare at her because what she said was insane. Well, after what they did to you, I couldn't just let go. I had to kill them all. It took years of preparation. Oh, something fell in the background. I will be ignoring for now. It took years of preparation and information gathering, but I managed to track all of them. You're supposed to be me, right? I don't think I would ever do that. Also, I like all the little faces that I drew. It's gonna be her talking the most because she's a big yapper. You would because I did. You don't know what it's like to lose someone like that. It changes you for the worst. I'm here to make sure that doesn't happen to you. And then Flint shoots her a look. Sorry. Look, Nene. Revenge can feel satisfying at the moment. But after you're done, you'll be a husk of your former self. I wasted years of my life over this quest, and at the end I had nothing left to live for. No motivation, no promise of a brighter tomorrow. The only reason I left... I can't read what I wrote myself. The only reason I kept on living is because I couldn't face Flint if I took my own life, after he tried so hard to save it. I cooked! I did it! Look at this edgy dialogue! Sorry to darken the mood. Anyways, after a few months of thinking if only things could have been different, every day, I decided that enough is enough. I had to see you again, Flint, no matter the cost. At first I turned to necromancy. Bad idea, I know. I heard of a powerful necromancer living in solitude in a secluded tower, but it turns out she wasn't actually a necromancer. Just really good at pretending to be one. Oh, if you notice, another one of my blurbos! Ooh! Happy New Year! Hi, Toonie! Oh, wait a second. I'm getting DMs. I need to reply to this. There we go, sorry. I was DMing people. Also, I hope you have a very good new year, Toonie. We're about to answering the person that I'm going to raid is about. It just said that they're ready. Anyways, back to the edgy, cringy dialogue that I loved writing. She did help me though, pointed me towards a Fey benefactor she had, also another one of my blurbles. After some negotiation, I started my servitude under the Fey Kingdom. Technically became a warlock. It's a long story. So this part I actually have written down, but I was like, this is too long. I can't have, this is already long enough. I can't have be even longer. So I added this line that she doesn't go into what happened. Eventually, I managed to gain the favor of an archfey there. They told me I could name my reward, so I asked to see you again. They said I had 5 minutes to go back and see you, but the time is up and I'm still here. If this is some sort of fate trickery, I don't know if I can take it. Sorry, it's been a lot. I never had the chance to sit down and talk about this with anybody. And then Nene finally talks. It's okay, let it all out. And then she breaks down and cries in Flint's arm. It says there. And now they're hopefully going to be happy together as two of the same girl, but one is an older version of herself and one is a younger one. And now Flint has to deal with two of them. Which it's nice. I like it. I think I cooked. I did it. And this was a very good insight on how hard it is to work on a comic. And I definitely bit more than I could chew when I was doing this. So next time, I'm gonna be a little bit better prepared for it, I feel. Especially with all the shadows, the backgrounds, and everything. I think I got invigorated, I would say. Anyways, that's it. That's everything I drew this year. I think I had a lot of fun with it. Next time that I will draw a comic, it's probably not going to be as long and densely packed with backstory, because I needed to write all of this to make the rest of the comic make sense. But you know, it is what it is. Anyways, we're gonna be raiding into art sounds, because we're going to be playing some Hypnospace Outlaw. We are about to finish the game. And I think it's gonna be very good. Next time that I'm gonna be live is gonna be tomorrow, actually. I'll be playing not Hypnospace, Pyre with Lou. And I don't know about anything else about the rest of the week, because I'm gonna have some family over visiting, and I don't want to stream while they're around. So, I guess we'll figure it out. Next time I will be streaming after they're gone, which I still don't know exactly when it's gonna be. Don't you love when family comes in and just assert themselves in your space and there's nothing you can do? I sure love to see it. Anyways, 2025 was a very good year for my art. I feel like I did a very good job. I think I evolved a lot. And this year, 2026, you can expect to see even more Blorbos than before. Have a good night, everybody. Happy New Year. I hope you guys have a good one. Bye-bye.